Welcome back to the B Stream. It's a pleasure to be here. No nonsense. Jason's lowered my chair. Maybe it was Vince. I feel really short and inferior next to you.
I think Vince lowered himself for Jason.
Yeah, you know what? You could have done the same for me, but you chose not to.
That's true. I'll come down to your level. How about that? For once. I'll come down.
There, nice.
Looks much better now.
No nonsense on the B Stream. As you can tell, we don't need all those other guys in production. We just keep the good times and the good games rolling. This one determines which of these two North American teams are going to survive. It's NRG, who came with a top 8 ranking. They were rated, I think, 5th by their peers coming into this. They're sitting at 0-2, going against compLexity, who was rated 16th.
They absolutely were. You would think, on paper, NRG, hands down, going to blow them out of the water. But what we noticed on compLexity yesterday, yes, they don't have diverse strategies. They don't have much tactical depth. But they do have firepower. It was evident against Astralis. They were getting the opening picks time and time again. Just couldn't close out those rounds. NRG haven't looked their usual best here. Here are the two rosters for you, as you can see. And they haven't looked their best, I would say. You haven't seen the big performances you would expect. They've had some amazing results over the last year. And we thought coming into this stage of the tournament, after going 3-0 in the Challenger segment, they would be absolutely dominating here. But so far in the 0-2 bracket, should be able to beat compLexity quite easily, but I'm just hoping that Cole will give them a decent game and turn up at least. A nice send-off.
Both teams are led by apologies. Two Canadians that are very sorry. Daps and Stanislaw.
That's a good point. That's not bad at all. Both quite gifted in that department as well. Daps especially. He seems to be an absolute master at finding unearthed talent, perhaps. Yeah,
he definitely has played with a number of players that have come through North America and developed into something of notoriety. He, as far back as 2015, was kind of in and out of relevance, if you want to call it that. He's led teams like Liquid. He's been on the Denial roster that became Liquid before he left and then came back to them. And now this project with NRG, he's been here for quite some time. He and Ocean is another player in North America I've referenced a few times. He's developed a lot of talent under him. He didn't quite play Tier 1. He didn't quite have that level with him, but he helped younger players get into positions where they could succeed.
I remember him when we first started casting back in the day.
SapphireKelowna.com.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Go to that website,
It's the veto coming through. It is a best of 3. We kick things off on Nuke, picked by NRG, and then Cash, North American Classic, and finishing things off with a best of 3 classic, it's Inferno. So I think that's about right, what we'd expect. Cash, quite a puggy sort of map. compLexity can feel at home on that one. NRG, although they've had difficult results in that map in this tournament, they are actually one of their favorites, right? They actually play that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've already had one team depart. That was big. A team that was a legend that lost their legendary status also have to go to the minor by virtue of not winning a single series, either a best of 1 or a best of 3.
Yes.
In this stage, compLexity could find themselves in the exact same narrative because they too were legends.
Remember as well, the minors these days, as the level of competition rises every single year, or every single tournament, I should say, it gets more and more difficult. Mouse Sports didn't make it through the minor this time. Just as a prime example, that's a top 5 team not making it through.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. The fact that Mouse Sports isn't at this event is already shocking enough, but the fact that they didn't get through the minor is just remarkable. It obviously led to some very big changes. The franchise player, and I say that not so much in that he's the star anymore, but to say that he's been on Mouse Sports the longest, he's probably played as many maps with them as some of the Virtus Pro guys did with Virtus Pro, if I looked at the statistics. Chris J is departed, and so too is the coach. Stick goes out again. They're going to be making a lot of changes moving forward as a result of that. Big, I don't know if they can survive another minor.
I guess, do you think Mouse Sports will wait until this major finishes, and then they'll see who's available?
Well, I think it could be that. It could be see who's available. That, or there's just, for the sake of PR, and if they want to market it and hype it up, announcing it in the middle of a major that you're not attending is kind of just going to make it slide under the radar.
That's a very good point. I guess they might have replacements already in line and just going to wait until the major's concluded, then make their PR announcement. It makes a lot more sense. But it looks like compLexity will be starting on the CT side, of course. It's NRG's pick. I hate to say this. We normally really say that there's a good chance of great CS here. compLexity, yes, they got firepower, but I'm not sure they can handle the tactical play of NRG. And we'll see. Nothing actually looked pretty decent. If you're not aware, Jordan Nothing Gilbert actually representing compLexity here once again. His old jersey's back on, but he is certainly a mercenary. He's not back to full-time as a pro player.
Shazam brings a lot of skill as well. That's one to note. Have we seen the veto yet?
We have.
Okay.
Nuke.
We were discussing, I was going to say, so Nuke coming in. I knew we were on Nuke because I'm in the server. I just didn't want to spoil it for anyone. I'm the guy that doesn't want to tell you Santa's not real.
If that was a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, exactly. If he were indeed fake.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that we're back on Nuke, compLexity played Astralis on this map. it looked like it was going okay at the start, and then it kind of fell apart quite quickly. But talking to Stanislav, I said, no, we play that map. We actually thought it was closer than the score indicated. They just weren't winning out a few of the 5-on-3 rounds, which was a bigger issue for me. Truthfully, I thought Astralis had more map control than compLexity was even aware of at times, but we'll see. We'll see if that's true or not. If they can translate some rounds against NRG, maybe they're right. Maybe they had something in it that we didn't see.
Well, you have to remember, Astralis still to this day, actually, undefeated on the map.
To this day, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very different team they're playing against now. NRG are going to have mistakes. They're not going to be as picture perfect as Astralis. This could be just the fact it's a North American derby going on as well. It's a lot more on the line. It's a 0-2 best of 3. Whoever loses this will indeed be going back to the minor, which is a daunting situation for them. So we'll see how this one pans out. compLexity definitely have the skill to beat down a team like NRG, but whether it will happen, I'm not so sure. I'd have to take a miraculous performance from them. Haven't seen much of them yet to suggest they could do it, but you never know. And like we said, the skill's there. Maybe it's not the teamwork just yet. But NRG not looking their best here in this tournament whatsoever. After going 3-0, Matt, in the Challenger stage, we thought, okay, they're a lock-in for top 8. They're making it. Now they find themselves without winning a map and presumably win this one. If they don't, something has gone horribly wrong this week for the team. It should be a 2-0 NRG. Considering I was in the map pool now, I would say that's confirmed, but it all depends. Are the stars going to turn up? Are we going to see Cirque? Are we going to see Ethan and Breezy? That's your top 3 players there. Just them alone can win them series, and a bit of backup from Daps and Fugly as well. It certainly should be a great spectacle to watch, I'm assuming. But remember, compLexity almost had no sniper yesterday. They had Shazam coming up, and then it was Ricky we were having the question mark around as to why he wasn't orbing at all.
So we didn't see, I'm still not, we didn't see enough from them to indicate to me exactly who was going to be the second opper. They didn't have the economy to run it enough. And the one that round that you're referencing was on Mirage. And it was actually when Ricky didn't quite have the spawn, in my opinion. Stan did. So he went to mid, he made the jump, good movement mechanics. Maybe he wants it for that reason. Got to catwalk, tried to play inside of the smoke. Pretty standard stuff. I'm not convinced that he's necessarily the full-time secondary opera. I think today might be a better sample size, best of 3. If we don't see Ricky on it now, then yeah, I'm going to be very confused.
It was just more the fact that Ricky just didn't look the same player on a rifle, right? He didn't have the same impact. He wasn't actually a talking point apart from he was relatively average. Either way, we are going to get into Nuke. It's the first map of our final series of the day here. Like we said, compLexity starting the CT side. We'll check out the buys now. NRG with 1 utility player. It's going to be dapped to the smoke and the flashbang. And it's the same story for compLexity with nothing in the defuse kit and the smoke. Seen a lot of those antics over the course of this major so far, and we'll see who comes out on top here. It is going to be a fast ramp probe at least. No one fully committing. They're just going to hold towards the radio room. 1 smoke available. That's Cirque position, and we've restarted.
Yeah, I was going to say I heard a vote come through, so obviously we've got some small issues that needs to be fixed.
They were running towards ramp with such conviction, and all of a sudden it came to a halt. So I assume that's why. Makes sense.
Wow. We'll see what it is. I don't have information, but it's fine. I'd rather have this happen now, Henry, than once we're deep inside of the affair.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Just don't have an affair and you'll be fine.
Well, that's good advice, actually. Well, looks like we are ready to go underway again. Maybe they didn't think our casting was appropriate enough. I'll try and change things up as we start the pistol round once again. Everyone's saying ready on my screen. Hopefully we'll be underway momentarily. This is the loser game. Best of 3, first map. You've arrived just in time. NRG, same setup. Same story for nothing. So no tomfoolery here. It's all fine. They were rushing ramp before. Looks like they've got a similar approach in mind. Do they commit to it? Looks like they absolutely will. Getting straight in there.
Let's get it on. Ricky, he's going to wait it out at Turnpike. They're all going to go directly toward him. Oh my goodness, he's backed away. Fugly hits the shot, but Def finds one in return. He's going to back out as well. They're scared. They don't want to take these fights. Trying to stay alive, force them into crossfires instead. So far, trades fairly even, but still it's better to the good of NRG by 1 as Shazam works back out from Secret. Cirque had the read. Didn't have the aim necessarily right away, but still gets away with it and leaves us with Stanislaw. Stanis Baratheon Law.
He's got his work cut out for him, that's for sure.
Stanis certainly did have his work cut out for him. Bomb planted. Stan gets one. Gonna give him a chance to turn this around. Knows they're both inside of the site. No kit for him. He's got to be quick. Smoke down does make things awkward because Daps very cleverly thinks that he can get away with it. Or at least that's what he wants Stannis to think, because he's worked all the way back inside of the site to catch him off. He needs a trade potential. Why is Breezy not on that?
He's got 1 bullet in his USB, by the way.
One in the chamber. Not going to happen. Time's too far gone because of that as well. Breezy's just going to play this to time. He's low enough, but the time is 2.
Okay, well, that's the round confirmed for NRG. Standards wants to kill at this point, get the $300. He'd be happy with that. Gets it. I'm not sure he can escape the blast radius. He might be able to, actually. Looks like it's going to be okay. Just a little bit of damage there. So he gets 3 kills. That's $900 for anyone who's not aware. So if they were planning a force by this second round, which I don't think they will on Nuke, he's going to be able to maybe get a FAMAS. He's already got armor. We'll see what they decide. He goes with the scout straight away, so they are going to buy this. You don't see this too often, actually, on a Nuke CT side. All the teams opt for the force buy in the third and at least have a bit more firepower. Now they're up against AKs here. They do need an opening pick of Stan. Well, actually, Shazam now with the scout can provide that outside. Might funnel them towards those CZs.
Shazam certainly hoping to find something groundbreak. Oh my, what a nade. Double nade it appears, because Def actually got a kill onto Fugly with it, implying that 2 landed, unless there was no assist, so maybe he just actually rocked him with the gun. We didn't quite catch it. Ethan gets inside of the site. He's got bomb to be planted yet again. The force buy has yielded some fruit with those nades, impressively so. And Breezy's going to back toward Hut to try and play the angle. That leaves Ethan underneath. Man advantage firmly to compLexity, and so too with the HP. Could be the round. Dropping in. Ricky's traded to Ethan's aim well off the mark, and they'll pull it back. compLexity's going to clutch this one to at least go 1-1.
There we go. They needed a bit of luck.
See those nades.
They did a lot of damage, didn't they? Well, it is going to be compLexity with the force buy in the second. As I mentioned, not a lot of teams do that because it's difficult to make it work. But there it is. Shazam finds 1 kill, as Death with 2, and they will actually get the bomb down on the T side. So I assume we'll get a force buy in response from them. That could be Deagle armor. You want to try and shut down the CTs before they're financially secure. As we'll have a look at the overall buy for compLexity now. How the tides have turned. You can see there's AKs available, AUGs, and they'll have a nice array of utility as well. And the force buy does indeed come through. 1 Galil, 1 AK-47, and a scout as well. Fugly with the strong outside spawn is happy to challenge Shazam outside, who has now got the AUG. Let's see how he fares. He's going to swallow a couple of grenades though and be down to 50 points of health. Shazam, aggressive at T-Red.
He's very aggressive at T-Red with the AUG. Does it get him anything? Certainly will. Here's one that's also easy to step out and catch him off with a headshot still. Alive with 88. Dead now, but got a second. Breezy went down. Daps, Fugly, and Ethan. The only ones left over on the NRG side. Incendiary, a little bit too deep. Fugly's already forward of it. I think it also is too close to the fence. Daps. He's taking damage toward the lobby. Boost for the scout to look CT. We're gonna get a simple moment where he fires through the hut and gets a kill. For the main entrance, I should say.
It could happen. The simple scout kill is one of the most ridiculous I've ever seen, but I don't think that'll be happening just yet. 40 seconds remain. Def patrolling lower. Stannis the main entrance here, making sure that no one can get near the bomb sites. 30 seconds remain. They still have their smokes available. But that one garage right now, I don't see a world where they can really do much with it, because now they need to decide. They hold onto the weapons here or try and cause some damage. Ethan, narrowly misses out on spotting Stan towards the entrance there, and he will be punished for it. Bomb goes down. That is a round for compLexity, as now it's just a matter of how many players will survive into round number 4. Well, Stanislaw certainly won't. It's going to get to Dapsy to cause a little bit more damage. Nothing going to happen there. They get a couple of kills there, but overall, that force buy was not successful for NRG. No plants, only a couple of kills, and they're full eco next, so you can't really say anything worked out for them at all. Nice work from Shazam to get 2 before he went down. Technical issue called by compLexity, and Shazam actually gets dinked in the process, but like we said, managed to get 2 before Fugly found him. So there's the skill we're talking about. compLexity certainly have enough of it.
2-1 for them on the back of an eco. NRG is certainly going to have the pressure applied playing on Nuke first if compLexity are so inclined as to continue bringing it out or leaving it in the pool. They'll be happy that it's here. High seed, obviously, is NRG. And they start T-side.
Yes, indeed. Their map pick. And they go on the least favored side.
The fact that it's their map pick, though, and they start at least favorite side against a team who's been playing this in boot camps and seemingly is comfortable doing so because they left it in the best of one against Astralis.
True.
Is this a misplay by NRG? To the fact that they start Nuke, start hard side, and then have to go to Cash next.
You might be onto something there. It might have been a wiser idea to play them on something more traditional. And the fact, yes, you're right, the fact it's going to be a T start as well makes things a little bit more complicated. There's Warden behind them, looking for their first win of the tournament. A map would be nice at least. But so far, so good. Losing the pistol 2 rounds in a row. You got them on full eco here. So it's going to be 3-1 almost guaranteed as we get ready to jump back into the action.
Jordan's got that sick flow, bro. So much flow.
A lot of it. There's Cirque. Need to see him step up today, especially on Cash. Always a pleasure to cast his amazing work at the AWP. And we up against Shazam, though, who didn't look bad, actually, yesterday. Some impressive shots on Mirage, especially. So it looks like we are back into it. We apologize for the delay. Round 4 coming in. Like we said, nothing too exciting coming up. It's just Glocks and one flashbang, maybe a vent dive coming in here. An upper rush. Something very basic like that. Swarming outside off the main roof. Try and get through. Ethan's getting ready for it.
Trying to get the headshot. Jumping target on the other side. Another nade. That has absolutely slaughtered NRG. I gotta see nade damage stats already. They're probably quite resounding at this point. No further chance to catch the jumping headshot because they'll rotate back over towards the squeaky door. Flash through, it opens, Stan's not covered off by that, throws the incendiary deep, hoping that they'll run through it because that's the only place that they would have got to in the time that it bloomed, but they get down the vent instead. He chases with success. He gets 2, and the assist on Ethan. Good round from Stanislaw.
Yeah, absolutely. Follows him down the vent, takes down everyone in his path, didn't let go of W. I like his style. It is going to be 3-1. compLexity after losing the pistol. Look very comfortable right now, but that's about to change. The AKs are coming out, and it's going to be Cirque also on a rifle. Didn't have the cash to bring out the AWP just yet, but it is T-side Nuke, I guess. Not required here, but certainly something we'll be looking for. And Stan will stay on his UMP. Very viable weapon on Nuke, just got to play correctly. Top of the hut works very well with it. A squeaky door trying to deny the vent dives.
Daps already around, no smoke down. Straight contact play for Daps, only gets 1 death, able to counter him off. Daps trying to do everything that he can. But a risky move to go dry towards Secret, and it doesn't yield them anything for it. Now they have to hold up with bomb in the hands of Ethan. Breezy will go over top of the main entrance, but Stan's still holding. Ricky's able to rotate quite quickly if he needs to as well. No one inside of the ramp room, just to note.
So two smokes here. Going to deploy one of those towards the garage and off towards the main entrance. Ethan, so deadly in these sort of spots. We'll see if he can start finding some headshots here. Stan certainly can. Another star of NRG. That's going to be Breeze. Actually bringing things back to the 3-on-3. They have less than a minute now. Breezy's still making his way towards heaven. Looking if there's any CT presence to be found.
Bottom of the ladder. How does he find a way up? Typically, you might go AC at this point.
He's got the incendiary. If you wanted to keep players towards upper, throw that in, make it uncomfortable as his teammates go down lower.
He's got ramp, though. He's already wrapped. So they've completely opened up the lower site. They'll get a rotation event. That doesn't go inside of the site directly anymore, as we talk about. So they've got a plan no matter what. Def's going to try and follow them back through control room, and doors open. He'll find Fugly, who just happened to be ready and looking that direction. Nothing dropped at the door as well from decontamination. And this should be an energy round. Ricky does have a chance to surprise... Wow. Okay.
That surprise
Never
element gone.
mind, Ricky!
He tried. Well, I guess it is a common angle. Wanted to get the jump on any player that could be there, but you're right. As soon as he fires that bullet, they know exactly where he is. He might as well save at this point. It wasn't like he was going to win the round anyway. Even if he found a player there to defuse the bomb and get 2 kills on the lower bomb side of Nuke, it is a very tall order. Ricky now looking to save the AUG. It's confirms he's nowhere near the bomb. And Ricky will get nothing for this clever position, looking for anyone rotating out of the bomb site. Maybe get an AK. We saw some CTs actually leaving AKs on the floor yesterday, but it's nice to see someone pick one up. Here's Dabs. Great shot. I thought he was on with the second as well. 52 damage towards Def there. The UMP maybe not strong enough there for Stan, so they'll still get a full buy out of this one, especially with the saved AK. And we might see the orb in the hands of Shazam. Cirque went down, but no one can drop him the AWP just yet. They need to try and avoid the reset here. Going into round number 6. Daft's on 3,800, can certainly buy, but would prefer a drop as they work out their situation. I think Ricky's just left the server, so another technical issue here. Steam log on.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Go on.
I had 6 bottles of water in the last 2.5 hours.
Do you want to go to the toilet?
If these technical timeouts come... Well, no, I've got 6 empty bottles here, so...
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
If we run out of bottles, I'll call someone.
All right. Phone it in. Wireless casting headsets, that's what we need.
That
Then I
would
can
be
just
bad,
go to the washroom.
You run around
Yeah.
onto the stage. Well, Ricky had the Steam log-on issue, so I assume that will be fixed relatively quickly for Ricky. There's Stan the man as we wait for compLexity to rejoin the server. So NRG looking to tie things up after winning the pistol. It's compLexity that came back and won the force by in the second round. It's nothing with 4 kills right now. Stanislaw with 8, Def with 5. As the boys aren't allowed to talk in these technical timeouts, have to sit back and wait.
Yeah, and they'll do exactly that. It's early in the game. Hopefully we can get them back in here relatively soon. They're hanging out. Hand warmers are back in effect. Have we seen the new... Did you see it last week?
What's that?
The new hand warming solution?
I did, but I don't think we've seen it yet here.
I don't want to talk about it then.
Exactly. Move on.
No one's... It's that groundbreaking. For now, it's back to ski packets for your Alpine Sundays.
Well, there's Ethan, one of the shining stars of NRG. Player that went under the radar for a while in terms of his individual skill. He's been playing a long time. It's not like it's his rookie year or anything like that.
Played with CLG for a bit.
He did indeed. And we never really took notice then, but in the last year or so, over the course of 2018, him and Fugly, another CLG member, have actually looked excellent in terms of their individual skill. They've really come into their own. Like we said, they Cirque, Ethan, Breezy, those are the big names you want up there. Fugly and Daps, just to plug the holes where required. I saw the phones come out, so Ricky's just trying to log back into Steam right now. British player Def, been in the organization for around 2 years now.
It's a good point, actually. It's been a long time that he's been in the organization.
I'm surprised, considering how his other teammates, Surreal, left quite quickly. I thought he'd be next, but they seem to be happy with what he brings to the team and seems to be a staple member now.
I'm watching a little hilarious exchange. At some point, one of the compLexity players snuck into the T-spawn and put his compLexity spray over top of all the NRG ones.
Oh, really?
And they've had to wait for the timer to reuse theirs to cover it, so they've all just been waiting, spamming to try and cover it back up.
Yeah, there's like 100 sprays at spawn right now that's covering everything up. Taking out the trash. Yeah. There it is.
No more compLexity. You're not allowed to see it. They finally did it. It was exactly there.
Yeah, you have to wait a minute between each spray. So between them, they could get it done.
Well, they have covered it, so everything's fine. Now they just need to cover their tracks and make sure they win out some more rounds on the T side, and they should look lovely. Again, compLexity did not pick this map choice, but they did leave it in the best of 1 against Astralis, so chances are they've got something up their sleeves. Big changes for compLexity as well. You mentioned Death being from the UK. You've also got an influence from Down Under. 3 Commonwealth players between Stanislav from Canada and then Def and Ricky, the one we haven't mentioned, who's from Australia.
That's a good point. Ricky, if you missed our broadcast yesterday, used to be a bit of a household name with the sniper. Very, very good. He's been playing for a long time. Made his debut at the Cologne 2015 major as a sniper. And for Team Immunity, counterpart to Vox Seminole, perhaps, now Renegades. They were actually a nice little team, but the way it always went down was Renegades / Vox Seminole would steal one of their players, they rebuild, they come back to a fighting level, Renegades, well, we need a new player again, let's take one of yours. And
yeah, you can have them.
Yeah, it was just getting very frustrating for them. It looks like Renegades, after the success they've shown, this could be the most promising lineup they've ever had. Took a map off Astralis earlier, and went on to Nuke, and you can imagine how that went down. Inferno was playing out as we joined this show, so I assume Astralis closed it because it was like, what, 11-2 when we left the room. I'll check it out now. What was the final score there? So Astralis did win that. It was 16-2 on Inferno. So
16-2.
The hopes and dreams of the Renegades
came
crashing down.
That's a pretty catastrophic and surprising result. I mean, it was 12-3, I should say, at the end of the first half on Mirage. That took overtimes to settle, and it was Renegades that actually beat Astralis, to everyone's surprise. Now, what that means, there's another significant factor involved there. It means that so far, to this day, no one has ever won a major without losing at least one map. Astralis have already lost one in this, so it's up to Liquid or Na'Vi to keep that dream alive.
That's the next game on the Ace stream, I believe, isn't it?
Absolutely. It should be starting momentarily as well.
Who have you got in that one?
Liquid.
Hands down?
It's a tough one to call with the way that Na'Vi are playing lately.
Well, apparently their comments about the major being not that important to them were false.
Oh, okay. They were trolling now.
Apparently Zeus likes to make jokes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What I've read.
Great. He's 200 IQ trolling the community via HLTV.
Apparently so.
Maybe he's just a memester on the forums like most people on that website.
Well, Ricky has rejoined. There's nothing but a memester himself.
He is.
Got his own dance and everything.
He does. He's in a commercial. I want to be in a commercial someday. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Liquid.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I watched a lot of their games recently, and they look very, very good. Still a bit more time, I think, required to get them up to elite level, but in terms of the way it looks synergized right now and it's all coming together, when they're hitting shots as a 5-man unit, they've got 5 stars on that team. It's pretty remarkable to watch. Definitely in the conversation for the grand final, at least. They could cause a lot of...
What's your dream grand final for this event?
Ooh, in terms of like what, who I'd like to see play, though, what I think would be the best final in general.
Best final, maybe viewerships included in that. What do you got?
Well, I guess you need a bit of a Cinderella story, right? So we've had that before. I'm just trying to think back to, you look back at Krakow, the major there. That had the final of Immortals versus Gambit, right? And it wasn't, like, it didn't have the same feeling because we didn't have the superstars on there. It was a weird final, right? No disrespect to those guys. We weren't like the big orgs, the massive names, the personalities. I feel like you need at least one of those teams and then a challenger almost.
You need a protagonist.
Yeah. So I guess we'll put in Astralis by default because they're obviously #1, above and beyond everyone right now. I would, do you know what, like, Astralis Liquid would be...
That's my dream.
Fun.
That would be hella fun.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Bit of a North American twist on that, just to throw that in there.
Yeah, okay, all right, cool. Just throw us under the bus with that steez. I think Liquid Astralis for sure. I think a combination, I mean, Astralis MIBR for the sake of Brazilians trying to take back their throne.
That would be fun as well.
If they can get there. Obviously, they haven't been super convincing.
I was tempted to say FaZe, but I guess after losing to Avangard today, I want to see how they progress through the tournament. I didn't get to watch that game either.
Apparently, no one was using the AUG. They still refused to use the AUG.
On the CT side, they didn't use the AUG. That's
Nico's called it a noob gun publicly, and that's the way they are. Lost to Avangard, by the way. I think Avangard's got a shot at top 4. I'm going to say it now if they can keep their momentum going.
I said I wouldn't be surprised to get the playoffs, but I don't think when it gets to the big stage moments, like in the arena, I don't think they'll play at the same level.
Well, my dream final is definitely Astralis Liquid.
That would be really good. Yeah. Right now, in terms of he's the player that disconnected. He's got a... Okay.
He's tilting off the face of the earth, Henry.
Oh, that's not bad.
Wow. He's tilting because he's not opping.
I'd love him to warp. I welcome him. It's one of the longest timeouts we've had. We've been pretty good with technical issues so far. The headsets are back on.
And the fact that he's no rookie. Ricky's trolling maybe suggests that they're ready to go, or he is at least.
But he's on the server. He's got his money back. He's an AK in hand, which suggests everything's working. But the hands in the air and the relaxed stance he's using right now suggests Ethan isn't quite ready to go. So we just need to use one more backup file, then we're good to go, I believe. I'm just following the chat on the server right now. Vote passed, the match is resuming.
Solid.
I never thought we'd see the day. We're back. Nothing has purchased the AWP. I assume he throws out to Shazam. And they've called it a tactical timeout now, so they can actually talk.
Yes, because they would have been sitting there for a while.
It's been 5 minutes, so wanted to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yep, I'm all right with it. I'm okay with that. So, 3-2 compLexity. And the complexities sit with an AWP. Complexities of the round being that, depending on what standbys, they'll have some residual cash, but not a ton. They should have almost around that hand, depending on how it plays out. If they want to save one, maybe. Ricky's got 5K. He's already bought. Stan's going to bring out the M4. Everyone else is pretty invested, to be fair. But NRG, on the flip side of that, coming off the wins, going back to the AKs, aren't exactly well off either.
Well, here we go. We talked about pretty much everything we could in that timeout. Let's see what NRG have been discussing. AK-47s are out. They've got the full buy. They're sending all 5 players in towards the lobby right now. Nades are out towards Squeaky Door. They're going to try to sneak a player down the vents. Not just yet. CT's holding the upper bomb site here. And they'll fall back towards outside, maybe to deploy their smoke. So you can see Daps has got himself towards T-Red, but he needs a bit of backup to cross further. He normally does play that position alone. It's quite known that Daps will, like a lot of in-game leads, you see Glaive do it for Astralis. Daps does it for NRG, gets down there alone, and it allows you to kind of see what's going on down there. You can get the information you require, and you can make the call based off what you see and find down towards lower. Ethan, however, will be challenging CT spawn. He's smoked out the window, so at least gets a call that there's a player there, and they can maybe focus on him now.
Avoids the flash if they want to try and re-peek toward blue. He's going to be fully ready for that, so they have to be very careful about how they go about business. Fugly, he's still clearing out ramp as well. That'll pinch toward the lower site. In fact, I suspected they might do this. Turnpike, because even if they get the kill onto Ricky, if it forces him out, they've already got Ethan in position to capitalize. They've pretty much pinched off too, and they're not even looking. Fugly gets them both walking in his direction, and NRG with a 2-man advantage in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, this is not looking good unless nothing can find multiple frags here. They might not stand a chance. He's fluffed his lines with the smoke as well. That actually might help them out a little bit. As now he holds onto the bomb site floor. It's not going well for him. And as the smoke, had it connected, might have been able to buy some time, but to be fair, the round was pretty much over already. It's not like you can expect him to get 3 kills in that sort of position. Stanislaw, though, might be able to recover this. We'll see what can be done. Makes his way towards main entrance. Very quietly so, but Cirque aware of it.
Yeah, he wanted to try and sneak in, and he had his teammate, Def, trying to work out toward main entrance. If he could have found one, his teammate might have been able to work in with them. Now, he's just going to try and save the AUG. Again, residual cash. They bought in a little more than I thought they were going to, so Ricky's the only one that had any. They won't be able to force buy with only 1 gun being saved. They'll have to make a rather strategic decision. This will be, if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd in a row for NRG? No, it'll be second because they won pistol and then it was eco back the other way. So it'll be second in a row. So they won't be getting that much at all. And NRG stay alive with 4, having won the round.
So, with Ricky 6k here, remember he survived before and saved the weapon. Does he want to maybe enable Shazam to get an AWP outside and they force her on his AUG? I would say probably not. You're on the CT side right now. You really do need your finances to be strong. You need incendiaries, most importantly. Stop those upper rushes. That's what the aim of the game is. You do need to throw those Molotovs, the incendiaries, towards the hut and the squeaky door position. Round 7 now. Will just be Def with the saved rifle. It's going to be Ricky, like we said, more cash, gets Deagle armor. No grenades here. That's the incendiary I was discussing. As he send 2 players on the hut roof here. That's nothing in Stanislaw. Flashes in towards Squeaky, allowing Def to rotate towards the bomb side floor. He has to push Ricky away, really. He's going to maybe get towards the hub. See what can be done towards lobby. He knows he needs to find one here.
Def backs out. Incendiary already down. Fugly. Those flames do dissolve. He tries to get position inside a hut with a pre-fire, but no one there. And Def takes position instead, but Fugly was ready for that. Like a moth to a flame. Def walks in and gets his head removed. 3-3 with a 5-on-4 in favor of NRG and not much left over for Guns. Nothing. He's got the AUG. Ricky has a Deagle, but that's not going to work out.
They're just waiting for the mistakes to come through now, aren't they? Just holding the positions, already got the advantage. We used to call it the 30-second rule when we were playing, was you get an initial kill, and if you know they're on eco as well, you wait 30 seconds, and our logic was someone's going to make a mistake in that point and get impatient. So, 5-on-2. Shazam tagged, and he's trying to bait in, stand in the vents there, but I don't think this is going to work out for him. He might be able to get 1 kill here. Ethan, I suspect on the other side, he certainly does now. Sends in a barrage of bullets towards the vents, and it's going to be a kill for every member of NRG. The team ace. You always love to see that. Everyone contributing. And now the money's finally back in favor for compLexity here. 4-3 is the overall scoreline for NRG on the T side of Nuke. This is their pick. We saw compLexity play Nuke already, but that was against Astralis. It's really difficult to gauge any sort of information there. It's not the matchup you'd really dream of. Number 1 seed versus number 16. Of course, not going to beat them on the undefeated map. So we'll see how close this one gets. There's now Shazam with the AWP, but they have got that lack of utility. No kits, only 1 incendiary. And now, it's the outside play again from Daps. Stanislaw looking to challenge this time.
Daps.
Oh no.
Oh, he's done for. He looked away. He wanted to check behind the crack, and Stanislaw gets the kill to fall off of it. Ethan wants to get a response, but he won't even be able to do that. Flashed and smoked off. He'll go back for the bomb instead and join his teammates who are approaching a position. Oh, I think Ricky spotted. They're approaching ramp. I was going to say a position where there hasn't been a lot of occupation from compLexity. Did they see him? Maybe they didn't. I could have swore they had vision toward him. Ricky might be able to surprise them completely here at this point. And he will. 1 down already. Bomb spotted. It's Ethan. He's going to smoke back out toward the ramp, potentially try and get himself out of it, but they're going to be above that. It's not really going to do much for him, to be completely honest with you. Does buy some time for Shazam to spot 1, but even still, it's Cirque and Breezy. Have to go back for the bomb, though. It's not like they're out of this just yet. Flashing Breezy in, they want the kill. Shazam makes his way in toward the lockers, and Breezy, pre-firing the angle, gives away that he was going that direction, so has to fall off of it.
Now, trust me, Breezy and Cirque are capable of winning these rounds. We saw some disastrous affairs against Astralis yesterday, but nice positioning from nothing. Well, find them the victory, surely. Cirque will just be looking for any picks he can find. He hits Shazam there. Would have been great if he found it. It's a sigh of frustration there as he makes his way towards lower. Gonna try what he can. He might as well just get it over with. And there it is, Def to deliver the killing blow. As 4 players survive on the compLexity side. Not the fastest, almost exciting rounds here, I will say, but slow and steady for both teams as Ricky holds at the very back of ramp from there. Like you said, well, they might have spotted him there. The fact he gets 1 kill suggests they definitely didn't. And nothing. Locks him in the ramp room for anyone retreating towards lobby there. Def making sure he gets it done from the window. 5 AKs this time. Yet to see Cirque AWP on the T side. Unless they got to something very quickly. We'll make our way outside once more. It's going to be Daps. Same Molotov, same procedure this time. Not as defensive.
Outside, indeed. Daps has a bit of a gap in the first smoke. He thinks maybe he can take advantage of. Remember, he went down in that position last time. That's why we find ourselves in this situation. At 4-4. Cirque. First skylight. That obviously goes on top of the hut. Second skylight on the left. That goes on top of the rafters. They line up. They get the kill still. Fugly, I thought, would spray into both of them at that point in time, but nothing gets one away. And he'll work back with the gap between silos to nade towards Squeaky. Instead, though, it's Ricky and Def to find the kills required. Cirque, you said it, not on an AWP. He's going to play on the AK. He's going to go back for the bomb. They've given him the lobby to work with, but they'll just hold the map at this point in time.
Yep, not really much he can do with this one. He'll have to hold the lobby. Again, looking to cause financial chaos, but if he even gets the first kill, I'll be impressed. It's an awkward angle to check. Finds Ricky. That's not a bad shot at all. As he now still has time to go back towards lower. Could maybe smoke towards Decon and see if it's even possible to plant. Right now he's seeing if he can catch a rotating compLexity player. As you can see, the 0-2 match here. First map at his best of 3. Loser not only goes home, but goes back to the minors for the next major, which is a daunting situation for them.
Yeah, it's like a full relegation. It also means, by the way, going back to the minor, obviously means not necessarily being in the major, but it takes away the guarantee of sticker income.
Yes. You would think compLexity would make it through, but right now their core 5 isn't really established. Nothing is not a full-time member. We still don't know who the replacement will be, so still a massive question mark. If that does happen, they can still win this map. They're having some good rounds now. 5-4 up.
Yep. I'm not ruling them out of this yet. I mean, NRG has not looked as convincing as I expected them to be in this stage of the event. I mean, winners in Shanghai last year, by the way. NRG, and they've been on the rise. They had a good week last week, got rated 5th by everyone. Well, not everyone, but collectively, the average was 5th of the teams in this stage, which probably is a bit high. I was a little bit surprised, but at the same time,
they got a lot of attention.
And that's exactly it, right? So the recent bias kind of comes into effect. I think it's a little bit high, but at the same time, they've been impressive and they've got such talent. Breezy and Cirque are both exceptional.
Ethan is as well. They've got fantastic talent here, but you just don't see it every game. Sometimes they can look a little bit off, but compLexity seem like they're turning it on. Shazam with the AWP will be challenged outside by 3 players making their way toward... Oh, they got a double orb set up, just to know, on ramp. Okay, you don't see this very often on Nuke at all. I guess it can work, but you need to make sure you're denying that plant and getting opening kills. And maybe if one of your AWPers dies, you just let it slide away, because you don't really want to be in this situation for a lower retake with 2 AWPs.
There's Cirque. There's the AWP we talked about.
So just to go back to our comments about Ricky, that's Stanislaw again on the... Or Def, I should say.
Def.
So it's not even Ricky there.
I mean, maybe it's positional again for the ramp, but we've seen Ricky rotate over there. I'm going to start to say at this point in time, they just aren't giving him the secondary op.
Maybe he doesn't want it.
It could be that. It could be that they're calling for it based on their position and not based on a setup they've ran. In other words, they aren't putting Ricky on it out of something they've practiced. It's just simply Def, in this case, saying, I want it for ramp.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Well, losing that initial pick, nothing, takes matters into his own hands here and actually accesses the lobby. The thing is, that's great and everything. They're about to bust in through the main entrance and you haven't got much of a retake path there because you're now going for a choke point. You actually become the offense now. They have the bomb site. So this round looks like it is actually done completely. Definitely the AWP there. You can see what I mean? That like Nuke is very difficult to access the bomb site. If you have an AWPer who's trying to get up a ladder, like how is he ever going to do anything with it? As they try and exit here, it's not the best round, and that's why we don't see many top teams use that double sniper setup. Like you said, though, it could have just been one of those moments, and it's like, there's another AWP. Let's give it a go. I guess it's an experiment, one they probably won't try again. As soon as you lose that first pick, the upper pincer comes in, you always can't even access the bomb site. It will save an AK and an M4, however, but the money isn't really there. It's going to be 5-5. That might sound like a close game, but this is a extremely CT-sided map, especially since the addition of the AUG seemed to have only made the CT stronger. And at this point, nothing. Ricky holding it towards the T-spawn area. Won't be hunted down, but all 5 players from NRG survive. The problem is now, Matt, with 2 rifles surviving, you'd actually be quite tempted to force this, and that could be the unraveling of compLexity. If you force this now, you're not going to have everything you need, and they might not recover for the rest of the half. So they're not going to do that. I think I saw some HEs there.
Yeah, probably a better... Yeah, they've gone for 2. Probably a better call. Stanislaw and Def have those brought up. 5-5. Cirque again on the AWP. He'll try and exploit outside, perhaps again. Ramp was somewhere they put attention to earlier on. We'll see if that continues or not. Here comes the nades, knowing exactly what I previously said, that outside's been a problem for them. And the nade damage has been pretty damn good, I will say, from compLexity. Second time we're going to see this from Daps. Straight, utility-less, dry peek outside. I don't know that I like it. He wants to try and get there with surprise, but someone's usually always watching that position, and nothing's even sneaking in behind. This could foil all plans. Him on the AK. Oh, no, it can't. Not with Daps looking directly at him.
Daps plays his position every round. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning to be him there. As nothing. Try to peek from the secret area. Down he goes, off of his head. And it's up to Def now, who will be holding towards the squeaky door. Cirque might be ideal for him, actually. This could fall apart, you know, if Def can actually swing in. We'll see. Cirque misses one shot. They've got a chance of taking him down.
Door open. Cirque just holding. Def's locked in. Bomb waits outside of lobby, so it's not even part of the round at this point. I'll have to consider it soon. Ethan up above. Ricky's aware of that fact. Has the M4, but he's backed up, and Breezy was waiting in the to find him. So Stan and Def together towards Squeaky with the pistol in hand. That sticks out too far, gives Ethan the angle, and they know and have found Stan. So forget the bomb plant altogether. 6-5 in favor of NRG, and you mentioned it. They saved for a reason, so they'll bring back up a purchase for the compLexity side.
Absolutely will. Shazam had a lot of cash there. He buys up the AWP. I think he tried to FAMAS as well. And we'll see as Ricky will be using that. And another quiet game from him. 5 frags. We've got 4 on Shazam, and that's an enemy who really wants to be posting big numbers, especially if he's holding outside on Nuke. Like we've seen, Daps hasn't really had a problem facing the AWP. Maybe that's why Shazam was moving it around, and he goes towards ramp this time. He could just smoke and go down towards lower. Cirque opens a squeaky door, yep. There's nothing. Just to try and see if he can work out who's on the other side of the door. Playing defensively for now. There's only one player outside for compLexity. That's Def right now. Shazam comes and joins in with the AWP. Gets in that tight little CT angle. See him adjusting the headset there. Feel like he's got a few seconds. No one's got to cross without a smoke. But he checks in now, playing off Def's information as the smoke starts to deploy. You can see them communicating that. They might want to drop some HEs in that position. They've actually only got 1 flash left. This is a massive issue. Got 1 minute on the clock, CT side with nothing but a flashbang. To be a difficult retake if that bomb goes down, let me tell you.
Nothing inside of the vents. He'll slither his way toward the decontamination stairs with Ricky already at control. They'll have that perfect... No, they won't. Thought they might, but nothing decides without ramp that he needs to watch the enter to the site instead. And that actually gives up a bit because they've put a Molotov toward control stairs, which means that Ricky can't get the vision, which means they go directly to decontamination. At least it was communicated, so nothing gets 1, but only 1. Stan swings in behind to trade it back. They still have a chance in this. Bomb being planted. Stan just waiting as well toward decontamination. Cirque inside of the site, AWP. Oh, he's going to shut the door. I thought he was going to go through it. I thought he was just going to go straight in for the peek. That would have been pretty spectacular. Ooh. Does get the shot on Shazam. Oh my, it's Fugly that actually hit it. I thought Cirque got that on the AWP. And it's all down to Def in a 1-on-3.
Excellent stuff there. That's the razzle-dazzle from Cirque. Showed us what he's made of there. If he had hit that shot through that little crevice, that would have been unbelievable. But it wasn't quite him that connected.
We got...
For the reaction, we will say...
They call it castor-baited when we say watch this, and then they miss something because of it. We just got observer-baited there.
Yeah.
Because we just thought that was him hitting it because we went there as soon as it landed.
Let's just pretend you did. For the highlight reel, can we just edit out the name to the top right and just say, wow, what
Someone
a play.
will Photoshop that in or After Effects or whatever.
Well, you could see how difficult that was. I talked about the importance of utility on the CT side of Nuke. You can see how detrimental it is if you have nothing. Nothing, well, it's very unfortunate for me, his name is Nothing, was down on the bomb site and waiting for the T's to arrive from round, but then he got pincered from about 3 different angles. He was lucky to get 1 kill there. If he had like a smoke or an incendiary to buy himself some time, might have been a different story. Ricky got the Zeus once again, but this is the full eco. Not really much to write home about here. They're 7-5 down, likely to be 8, and it's a 5 versus 4.
So Ethan waits outside of the main entrance. He'll watch downward onto the smoke. As Daps will go all the way around, the long way this time. Bit of utility to get him in position. Doesn't want to contest towards secret. There is this pistol waiting for him, but Stan from one Canuck to another takes down Daps.
Ooh, Ethan jumped a little bit with that one.
He did. He was very startled. Ooh, he can't get the gun though. Stan thought he could. Ricky's back to the Zeus.
I know. He managed to get a couple of kills on Nuke with the Zeus, so maybe it's a specialist on this map with that weapon.
He tried it on Mirage against Cold Zera as well, when they played MIBR. Bomb goes down and Cirque the one to do so. Will have the hop inside of the site yet again. He'll Molotov off toward the doorway this time, so Ricky has no access for a moment longer. And he's got an angle lined up perfectly on the AWP, so that if he arrives, he would fire into it, but it's a tough little shot. As Cirque shows twice, he can't find it. Ricky desperate to bait out more from him to allow his teammates to work in for the front side of the site instead. Shazam does have an AK. Keep that in mind now, because it could be a problem for them, but they may just want to hold on to it because they don't have much else. It's lost already. Oh, goodness me. Stan's making it very costly at nothing else, and Bomb's going to blow up. I think Breezy's far enough away, so he'll look for the AWP. Bomb did move it. He spotted it bouncing off the wall. Energy on 8 to 5.
NRG look way too comfortable now. compLexity won the second round for Spy. With the Scout CZ combo, they got themselves a nice foundation here to build upon. But once the real gun rounds begin, NRG have the AWP, they have all the utility, they've got you down to break point where you haven't got all your grenades and everything like that. That's when they shine. You can see them actually just looking at their running defaults, finding a pick, cool, where to go, no problem at all. Will they mix things up with a bit of a rush here perhaps? They're going to nade towards main entrance at the very least. Double nade there. Stanislaw lucky to only take a little bit of damage there. He'll hold on strong though. A lot of teams trying to sneak down the vents these days. Haven't seen too much of that from NRG. One of the classic playstyle. Smokes outside, sometimes send 1, sometimes send 4.
So smoke way back from spawn. People throwing these from further and further away, it seems. They used to be thrown from the fence. Now they're thrown further back. They land faster if you're leaving spawn, but they take a little longer to get there. Daps is already in position. And he's not going dry this time.
He just loves getting towards secret, undetected.
You know what? I think these... So you mentioned vents, and I know that Alex was asking about how JKS was so quick at getting inside of the vents. Some players go that route, but it's so easy to counter with a bit of utility. Daps is taking more of the glaive approach. Yeah. He's trying to get out there, get inside the stairs, work outside, then he can control the map and can cut off the rotations.
It's weird, like, I'll explain when we have a bit more time why in-game leaders do that specifically, why they're always alone on those sort of roles. We'll get into that after this round concludes. This could be a close one. compLexity actually have a 4-on-3 lead right now. Shazam hasn't really shown us much so far. 4-9, and he's just been outclassed by Daps, who...
Oh dear. Daps called, he realized his mistake. He's given that up, and in fact, Def and Stan kept the crossfire. They thought they were open upstairs. They thought they were going to walk in there easily. Daps just ran toward them.
He really did. Well, compLexity win the round, but there's still plenty of cash here. NRG will have absolutely everything for the final round. They've actually already done enough. The fact they've won the half on the T side suggests this will be a very difficult affair for compLexity to get back into. Def will save the AK. A couple of orcs here. No sniper, however, for Shazam. And after getting railed by Daps in the previous round, I guess maybe stick on the rifle. The same for that 1 kill. Not feeling it today. It happens, even to the best players. What's going on here? Technical issue again?
Maybe so. It looks like everyone's going back to spawn. So the restart vote has been called, and we'll take a look into the issues. Hopefully, maybe just get going straight away again.
We'll have to see. It's Fugly's game is broken. So I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure that's a technical term, but it's broken. That's all we have.
Is that a technical term? it's just not working.
Any more information than that? But they've all just said, "Yep, no problem." So that could be 5 minutes, could be 10 hours, but I'm going to assume it's a couple of minutes if he has to quit the game. But that will be match paused, and I guess we can use this time to explain why the in-game leaders potentially go outside by themselves. For example, why we see Glaive, obviously Daps doing it. It's because they want as little input lag as possible. If they send one of the star players down there, for example, he's not going to play it as methodically as Dabs. He's not going to be using the grenades in the same way. And if he does get information, he'll be more focused on the kill. Yes, he'll be the pass the intel on, but then he's got to get back to Dabs. He's got to digest it, then pass it on again. If the in-game leader's down there and he spots there's 2 players down here, he gets a quick kill, he can instantaneously give the instructions to his teammates. Now, that's your cue to go. I know I've completed my objective, and he'll be confident that it's been done because it's him doing it instead of relying on someone else's words. So that's why you see the in-game leaders take that role on more often than not. But either way, Stan, once again, having a little hug in the smoke there. Ugly on the other side, and they have no idea he's in this position. He could get a huge spray down here, licking his lip at the prospect of it. There's the first, and will he find anything more? He gets 2, that should be enough. Could have been more, but it was a very difficult situation being. You got a grey screen there, just sound cues going on.
Yeah, and chaotic as well, because there was some noise from all the utility being thrown outside as well beyond him. Did do well to get 2. You're right, it was a perfect position to be in. Everyone going by him. Watch nothing. He's down inside of the smoke and needs to be very clever about his positioning at this point in time. Flash over, Breezy still on the entrance above nothing. But that support. Shots in, nothing steps out, but he's caught off by the 2 players still at the secret entrance. Shazam pulls one back, all on Breezy. And Ricky on the AUG will make it 8-7, but it's 8 rounds on the T side for NRG.
It absolutely is. We split it right down the middle, but the fact of the matter is, on the T side, you should not be winning the half. compLexity have got their work cut out for them, and they're going to get back into this first map. Will they be able to do it? Well, they'll have to come back after this break.
On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette.
All things looking even. A-Stream's got the advancement matches. It's Liquid versus Na'Vi. I'll tell you it's close. That's all you need to know. This one's close as well. 8-7 at the end of the half. NRG starting out on the T side. Their map choice of Nuke. They'll now swap things over and try and put compLexity down one map early. This one's not for advancement. This one is to pack your bags and head home.
Everyone's trying to avoid relegation at this point and being sent out of the tournament. If compLexity want to make it to the round of 8, they now need to win this best of 3 and 2 more. They have no lives remaining. It's not looking likely they're going to do it, but they will fight valiantly to the very end.
And, well, the same to be said for NRG. The difference is they're the high seed.
Exactly.
In just about all circumstances and situations. The ratings kind of levels themselves out. The seedings kind of level themselves out when we hit the next couple of rounds, because that's when we start to see sort of the top teams that were upset earlier are underperforming. They'll have fallen so far down the charts, kind of like NRG has to go 0-2. Teams like FaZe, MIBR, they'll start to stabilize. So things are going to get very interesting in the next few days. But this one, yeah, absolutely. compLexity's got their backs against it right now.
Yeah. If you want to keep up with the major action from tomorrow, we have 3 best of 3s a day, and all of them have something quite magnificent on the line. So make sure you come and check that out. But stay tuned. This one's just warming up. We're about to begin the second half here on Nuke between compLexity and NRG. The score is 8-7 in favor of the CTs. NRG, that is. And they are the heavy favorites in this matchup. And the fact they've got 8 rounds on their T side suggests they should be able to close it. I say should with bated breath. We'll see as the headsets start to come back on. We had a few technical issues before in the first half, so maybe just making sure that doesn't happen again. I can see one player still missing from the server, so perhaps we have a little bit more fill at this point, Matthew.
It's possible. This one seems to be a bit of a pest, this game. We've not had too many issues, so to speak. I see a nice blue mouse down there held on to by Shazam.
There's some pink ones as well. Def's got it.
Pink ones. Obviously, HyperX kind of lead the way right now in mice, in my opinion, but I just want to note the MX518 is back.
It is back. Yeah. I used that in 2005. Until my first ever tournament, I was using that mouse. Everyone's talking about it.
I was using a ball mouse.
Yeah. A ball mouse, a controller.
Yes.
Joystick.
No, you know what? No joke. I played with a guy who played Medal of Honor, and IBM and Toshiba, early Toshiba laptops had that little...
the nipple on it?
Yeah, nipple. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that mouse. I used to think that mouse was way better than his touchpad for laptops. I used to use that thing religiously. But he played Medal of Honor with that, with his middle finger, and used the lean keys on either side of it with his ring finger and his index. And he was actually reasonable. It was surprising.
That is surprising. You should try out with the steering wheel and pedals, see how you go.
I should, yeah, absolutely. I don't know that it'll be that remarkable, but I can give it a go. Got the shifter, I've got everything. I've got all the stuff that we need. So, I don't know. I mean, the way I see it, I can't do much worse, right? So
sure. Might as well give it a go.
Probably still out-frag Bardolph, so that's fine.
Well, he uses some of the finest gaming gear around, so...
Does he really?
He has many keyboards, many fine keyboards.
He does. You know what? That guy gave me... I'm not a fan of like the whole fidget spinner, dabbing, yeeting, Yeezys.
What has that got to do with
high
fidget
school?
Spinners?
Because fidget spinners and like all those like little trendy millennial toys that 90% of you have in
died
chat.
now, haven't they?
Well, this is what I was going to say. He gave me at the last major, and he gave you one too, a keycap that's a fidget spinner.
An orange one.
It's a little tiny fidget spinner. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
It doesn't fit on my keyboard, unfortunately for me.
Man, give it to me. I'll take 2.
You can have it.
I'm dead so much anyway. I just sit there and flick it while I watch my teammates clutch. It's like, sorry, guys. Yeah, cool. They're like, what's that noise in the back of your mic? Don't worry about it. It's not a fan. It's
multiple fidget spinners on the keyboard. You can get a whole keyboard of them. Of fidget spinners. Play with nothing but fidget spinners on the keyboard.
The problem is if you put 2 of them side by side, I feel like it would be like a cog. They would like hit each other on the way by.
It'd be too much.
That'd be
too
cool.
powerful.
You could spin one and the whole keyboard would just spin. That'd be pretty sick.
That would be a lot of fun. Fidget spinners or not, we are just waiting to get back into the action here. It's the first game we've had any issues like this. We normally have to fill at least once per tournament, so I guess this is our quota being filled in more ways than one. And we'll see whether this is going to be an NRG success. compLexity coming back. It is cash for the second map. So that's where things get very interesting. I always say that's NA home turf cash.
What are you doing after the major?
I have 5 days off, and then I fly off to America for a month.
America.
Yeah. What are you doing?
America. I don't know. Might go to Mexico.
Might do.
Might do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go to the Sebring 12-hour.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of events slow down after... They don't. For me, at least.
They don't.
I can at least say I'm not going to be at certain events. That's fine.
You can say you're not going to be where, sorry?
There'll be certain events in the next month or so.
Yeah, no, I've had to say no to some as well, because otherwise I'd be on the road till mid-June, and I would probably like fracture my skull or do maybe, I don't know, some sort of kamikaze trick with an Uber. I don't know. Probably lose my mind is what I'm saying.
Well, hopefully after this major, it's like I feel like I always get my full Counter-Strike after these events, especially now with this format. It's like a 3-week endeavor, right? So I think like most of the teams will have maybe 10 days off or so after this event if they get deep in the tournament. Maybe not if you crash out early. But I feel like I don't want to be at another massive CS event a week after or anything like that. So definitely gonna take some time off.
Yeah, and that's not a bad shout, not a bad idea. It's a long slog for us. I will say, a lot of the people saying, oh, these first 2 days, they're so long, we're rotating in. Listen, Alex used to cast, he likes to do it. Trace is having some fun.
Yeah. They're doing...
It's all going well. Everyone's getting a crack at it. But to say that, oh, you feel bad for the other casters, dude, I would rather be sitting here casting this game than sitting in the hotel twiddling my thumbs.
It's true. With Counter-Strike going on, you're almost having like a time machine as well.
Give me those long days.
The hours just fade away. Like we did 9 hours yesterday, I think, and it didn't feel like it. If you've got good games to cast, it's really enjoyable to be part. It's a great job to have. It's just to travel, I guess, is the other thing that's the most exhausting.
Yeah, that's certainly a factor. But it's something we all welcome. And this half will welcome some more Counter-Strike. We're going to get into it. Freeze time's begun. I can let us know. So 8-7, that's where we sat. And from where we're sat, I can tell you that everyone's bought armor with the exception of Death on the T side. He's gone for a smoke and a nade. And on the CT side, Fugly has gone for a smoke and a kit. So they have one to try and defuse with. Fast play, Ricky already to the hut. Dap's trying to back off, swing the angle, and get a shot while he fades off of it, but he can't do so, and that's going to limit his options, because even though they'll rotate toward heaven, they've already got the bomb down, and they have the headshot control from down below. Very difficult proposition to get back inside of the site.
It absolutely is. CT's now with Fugly. Yes, he's alive still and has the kit, but one will take him down. They've boosted one player up, haven't they?
But they boosted a player up, but the smoke that they intended to throw to block heaven actually fell down the ladder hole. So they wanted, just like nothing did in the first half, to block off that position, and the smoke just completely fell down below. Def would have spotted that. He couldn't even go up the ladder because of it. They're already on the defuse. It's going to cost them dearly, and Ethan takes out Def. The round goes to NRG just barely as Daps gets the defuse.
How have they lost that round?
That smoke, I think, bounced literally an inch too far.
Did it bounce off back into the bomb site or down the hole?
Off the wall.
Sure.
Beside the hole, down the hole.
That's so unfortunate. That is going to change the landscape of the round completely, because now the CTs have full access from heaven, and not only that, they know Def's going to be up the ladder as well.
I want to see a replay of it, because I know that they had a single smoke and an HE. Might have been the HE that was thrown by... We have bought Ernie. It would have been Def. I think Def...
Oh, we've got another technical issue, man.
We do. We have someone out.
Okay.
Ernie's showing up on my... I don't even know Ernie. Do you know Ernie?
I don't know who Ernie is, no.
Well, either way. It may have been the HE, but I think it was the smoke. Either way, it went down the hole, which is ridiculous.
Well, it's Stanislaw who's called the tech issue.
Well, naturally. It's one of their players that's dropped out.
Yes, makes the most sense. Ethan Cirque buying up with the Orgs.
It's Ricky, just to note.
Oh, he's having multiple issues today.
He is.
He keeps dropping out. Might have to get a PC swap going on. That would probably be the next port of call after 3 attempts.
Well, we'll see. Either way, NRG takes the momentum by getting the pistol in their favor. Anything... Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Okay.
Go on.
So it has been a few issues. I was just kind of waiting. I had them in my ear, letting me know what was going on. It's a full SSD crash. We've had a failure of a hard drive.
So that's all his config and everything?
Yes, he's going to have to reconfigure. I do wish, it's a lot to bring this, especially at an event like Katowice, where you've got so many computers in operation. We've got 6 at our hotel. There's player rooms for every single team at the hotels here. You've got 4 other games going on. You've got an expo as well. There's so much in action, but if you had a backup hard drive for all players, this would be a simple fix, but they have to reconfigure this. So we are, I think, going to have to inevitably take some time for him to do that.
I think you might be right.
Either way, they'll talk it over. All right, so that is confirmed. They are going to take a break. We are going to take a break because they have to fully dig into this and try and fix the situation. So they'll have to reconfigure for Ricky. It's 9-7 for NRG. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll resume the second half of Nuke.
The champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all? ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
Are you searching for a better Counter-Strike experience all in one place? Compete for over $1 million in PUG and League prizes all on one platform. Track and share your performance with our advanced stats pages. Frag out and rank up on the industry-leading anti-cheat. Sign up for ESEA today.
Think you can't clutch through a smoke while recording in full resolution and streaming the play to the world? Watch this.
Counter-terrorists win.
Think you can't get famous in a flash? Like become your own meme famous? Watch this. Think he's been there, done that? With Intel Core i7, he's just getting started. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Prepare for combat. Go forth and conquer.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
Welcome back. Yes, my game fuel is that of the tears of North American fans. I don't know why I said that. It's just two North American teams. It seemed like something that was appropriate, Henry. I'm also North American, so my own tears fuel me. It's NRG 9-7. They won the pistol. We had a technical timeout. It seems like things are ready to get underway yet again.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to replace Ricky's SSD. I think there was a corruption, and we had to kind of restart his entire unit there, get all the configs, video settings done. Takes about 10 minutes in total to sort all that out, but it looks like we're underway. It is 9-7 in favor of NRG on the CT side of Nuke. Welcome back to the action. We still potentially have a couple of maps here as well. It's going to be definitely Cache next, which is the pick of complexity. Don't see Cache that often these days. Haven't really seen it at all this major. I think 3 times total out of what must be
that's
50,
insane
60
when you
maps.
think about it. Yeah, that's actually getting to be pretty shocking.
So Dust2 and Cache right down there at the bottom. We've seen Train Nuke a few times. But just the pistols here. We are going to have Stan with that armor. Remember the pistol, you might not remember, it's quite a long time ago now. He got 3 kills, so he managed to get at least a bit of cash. We'll see if it's enough.
Cirque just holding the angle from CT, red CT. See if he catches. Ooh, spotted one. I was going to say catch anyone wrapping around, but instead he just gets stand up on top of the entrance. Great shot, Shazam.
They can't recover the rifle, however. Yes, great shot, but does anything come from it? I'm not so sure. Daps confirming things. Takes down Def. Remember, they have no Kevlar here, no grenades. Just back into the game after a long tech pause. Difficult to imagine a world where they do much more than that 1 kill, but might as well run the timer down, make things uncomfortable, bait out utility. Breezy just backing up Daps now, making sure that gun can't be recovered. He finds the next kill. Ricky does sneak up towards Heaven here. He might better get a 1D. There it is. Quite the one tap, but a kill's a kill.
Kill's a kill, yep. Doesn't have to be stylish, just has to be effective. Inside of the locker room, though, Daps down below is aware that he's up there, and Shazam's going to think it's wide open and clear. He'll get one back at least on the AUG, and Ethan does the same to find Ricky. It's NRG with number 10.
Absolutely so. Double digits for them on their pick. They're on the CT side now. I dare say they closed this out. They got such a great flying start here. AK's coming out though. This is going to be the third round. So AK's across the board. Decent utility as well, but a full rifle setup from NRG. So they have equal firepower here. No AWP on their side. Ethan, 14 kills to his name so far. Best spawn on the CT side. Presumably will throw his incendiary towards the squeaky door position. His teammate behind him throws it in towards the hut. That's the routine. Whoever has the best spawn, they're up the ladder. Get that incendiary in as fast as possible towards Squeaky to make sure no one can bust through. Cirque actually gets in the vent, so without the AWP, he's trying to maybe make his way towards Secret and hold that area, as Dabs will be in CT spawn. It's a much faster approach here. No smoke down. Okay, they went for flashbangs instead. I guess they know they're not up against an AWP, so it works.
We saw Daps try and do that a few times, but yeah, it's compLexity getting 2 players in there with AKs.
And now you have 2 smokes. When you actually do go lower, you can actually use those.
It's a good point. Yeah, you save some smokes, but also I wasn't aware that 2 players got in there. They got across that easily. Cirque with damage. Nade, Def had to fall off of it, so that actually separates him from his teammate. Def, aware that he could have gone on the vents, goes hunting. Shazam turns back and cuts him off. Now those 2 smokes in the post plant starting to become a real possibility as Fugly's downstairs once more, came in through ramp, through control, and shutting the doors. He's surrounded completely at this point.
Well, this is a great advantage for compLexity to have. Shazam and Def are low. Def might be gifted a free kill here. Can't quite convert it. Fortunate timing there for Fugly. Now he will go down. compLexity got a plant. And I dare say that the CTs might not even go for this one. We'll have a look as to their positioning, and it looks like that's absolutely confirmed. They will be holding up. There's Breezy towards the aircon unit. Stanislaw peeking around, go spot him. Easy kill. And now, this is actually worrying for NRG. They're going to have to go down to an eco after this. If they save 2 rifles, they might be convinced to force up next round as Daps on the forklift and CT spawn. They have got an incendiary HE. Oh, God, I thought I got a team glitch up there for some reason. It just saw it
yeah, he kind of had it the way we snapped over to it as they were rushing toward it. So compLexity with 2 players getting down there are going to win out the round. And yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of money left over for NRG. This will be 10-8. compLexity getting in just in time before the money started to spiral out of control in this half, and that means they potentially can get something rolling on their T side.
Now, if you're NRG, are you tempted to force into this round? They are juggling weapons around at this stage, and they are going to force. Daps gets the MP9 out, Deagle for Ethan. Cirque might not want to invest considering he's the AWP, doesn't want to limit himself going forward. He actually opts for the Scout and does go all in. 3 Orcs, MP9 Scout, actually not too bad. You break it down like that with 3 rifles there, and the potential of Cirque in terms of his fantastic aim with the scoped weapons, he might be able to do enough. We shall see. No AWP on the T side. I guess that does bode well for him. Stanislaw on towards the silo. Molotov at Secret. They're going to cross quickly, but once more. This time with smokes. Maybe make their way towards Garage, but it looks like Def will focus towards Secret. Breezy can't really get much information from the heaven position.
Stan just waiting on that entrance AC. The Augs want to prevail in this situation. They've done damage onto nothing. Cirque's forced back away. Having done so, and they'll get onto the ramp. The rotation's already in effect, though. Our radar today does not showcase the lower position, so we're not actually using the updated radar currently. Fugly, though, he is down there. Definitely. Absolutely. Finds a kill on Ricky as well. They lost Breezy, but door opening up. Daps MP9 is going to deny the plant. They never checked decontamination. They got a little bit ahead of themselves, I have to say, on compLexity's side, because didn't clear all the angles. Trying to plant the bomb, it nearly cost them out, but the round might fall back their way because it's just Ethan left in a 1-on-3, although he is at the ramp, and with 28 seconds, if he's quite crafty, he could deny the bomb. Spots 1 on Def. I think he was spotted in turn because they're going to look out directly his way, and Shazam with an AUG on the T side gets the kill.
Battle of the Orcs, and it will be Shazam to pick up the kill there. It goes 10-9. compLexity pull 1 back. That was the force buy from NRG. Suggests this will be full eco now. compLexity have a chance to tie things up. A great attempt here from Daps, but Shazam too strong with this AUG. It's absolutely everything. Standing heroic as well. Fantastic work overall. Nice shot from Shazam to close it out. So, They know they're up against Eco here after playing against MP9 and Pistol and the 3 Orcs. They'll know the money has been drained. They don't have to do anything too fast. You do not want to rush these situations. Outside is absolutely fine though. Make your way out there. You know the most they've probably got is a Deagle. So challenging with an AK should be absolutely fine. Stan just holds this position. Looking for anyone getting information here. There is a flashbang. They are going to peek for main entrance here. Flash is actually pretty successful. Do they get any kills? They've got the first at least, but it looks like we'll find 3 in return on the compLexity side. 4 versus 2.
Fugly still trying to spot range with a USP. Not really much he can hope for, nor can Daps. Ricky's low enough. Maybe they can get one more kill. That's optimistic at best, considering the AKs. And the positioning. Stan trying to sneak around. Daps not spotted. He did look that direction. Does twice, thankfully. And again, he'll find Daps to make it 10-10. 20 rounds done. And it's dead even.
It absolutely is. CT side still favors NRG. compLexity got the work cut out for them. They can keep breaking the money down and limiting Cirque's ult potential. They might be onto something here. You never know. Ricky with that decent spawn. Trying to see what he can make of it. Heading towards the lobby here. He's going to nade out the door. Flash in as well. As he try and make his way down the vents. The second flash goes through, but he's taking heavy damage. We talked about the CT spawns and getting the incendiary towards that position. They've jumped across though. Nice and sneaky here. But Cirque well aware of it. But Stan should be able to trade this out. He's managed to get on the aircon unit. And I don't think Cirque will have any idea. But does he offer himself? Oh, that's the question. Stan waiting to see if he can cause absolute chaos here. And he is undetected for sure. He's going to clear out the entire side before he makes his move. But he only gets 1. Are you kidding? Okay, they managed to trade it out to 3 versus 3, but I thought Stan was going to get 2 there for sure. Cirque will have to wait as he rotates.
Has to get out of there as well. Molotov thrown his direction. Daps couldn't get any vision through main entrance to at least counter off the fact that he's moving. He does see Shazam, but Shazam through the door with the op. Able to get Daps down. Fugly and Cirque may just have to bite their lip.
Great
bite
work.
The bullets.
Indeed. Well, that's compLexity. Nice movement towards outside. Looking a lot more agile on the T side there. Nice little strategy deployed. You can see Stan has 23 kills. Absolute nuisance there. Gets all the way towards top of heaven. Had 2 kills on a plate, but nailed the first. Great shot from Ethan in reply, but still gave up his position and ultimately the round. So Stan did his job by just getting up there and making sure the CTs were uncomfortable. There is going to be 2 guns taken over those. Cirque and Fugly will save their rifles, an M4 and an AUG. It's starting to slow down now, though. Lost bonus getting there. That's going to be their 4th round against them. As they head into run number 22. Probably can't justify a force here. Going to take maybe some PT-50s to go with the saved rifles. I think that's about as exciting as we'll get. Ethan's got a CZ armor. Breezy and Daps don't really bring much. Oh, Breezy last second CZ there, so Daps will save his money. They need to get Cirque on that up, I think, just to kind of throw that into the mix.
Stan, the man, going out toward the ramp. Daps trying to get the off angle. Stays in the open right in front of him and gets mowed down for it by Stan. Nothing to lower first. He'll have the AK. compLexity looking to get round 12. We did say they're comfortable on Nuke. NRG might put themselves in a very awkward spot in the major by going down 1 map in this best of 3. Already 0-2. Remember, this is an elimination match. They chose this map. Little did they know compLexity were going to be so versed on it. Again, they're going to have to back out and save, trying to get the AWP. Cirque does, but Ricky's on the chase. Cirque needs to hit this shot perfectly on the corner. Just barely does.
Well, there it is. Cirque with the AWP now. If you could save that, that's great, but Def is trying to lock them in. And they're aware of that prospect. They're actually going to sit towards lower for now. What are they up to here? They're actually going for this? They were. They were going to try and steal it away at the last second.
Very surprised by that. They've got money left over, so I guess you could justify it, but well, nothing's going to go down as well. They're going to at least they get guns out for that, because nothing drops as well. They don't get the AWP. He dies to bomb, and it's kind of getting grim for NRG. Again, their map choice. We go to Cash next.
And I can't say I'm sure they have, but I can't recall many astonishing games from NRG on Cash, just by memory. I'm casting a lot of their matches. They might be caught off guard there. They need to make sure Nuke is going in their favor, especially the CT side. This would be so detrimental to the morale of the team as well. A map that was so strong for them, seemingly falling apart at this stage. Haven't managed to win a single map in this stage of the tournament just yet. This is another 0-2 game. All the pressure starting to mount. All for Cirque. Didn't save it in the previous round, had to buy himself. So, nice idea. I appreciate what they tried to do there. Like you said, they could buy anyway. Felt like the T's might just be exiting, and you could sneak a plant in, or a defuse, I should say. As the smokes go out, it will be Def there, just throwing the incendiary on Molotov towards Secret, just to push any CD back. There's no information gathered there. Hopefully, send him packing. But there's Cirque outside this time, finds Stanislaw, and that's going to shove them towards upper, I would imagine, or potentially ramp room.
Cirque up above gets the AWP back toward the hut, just trying to use that silo for a bit of coverage while he would spot them walking through, but it looks as though it'll be the squeaky door and perhaps the drop. Ricky in, Cirque ready, sees him, takes him down. Breezy takes a substantial amount of damage, but got Shazam in the meantime, nothing. Great entrance, finds the exact angle in which he was standing. The problem being that comes a little bit late. Molotov's also gonna miss. They'll get a bomb plant out of this, which will continue to inject some cash monies into their wallets, but they've got to do a lot more. Def has. He's gone aggressive. Pushes out to catch Ethan off of the rotation. Daps is still behind, but he's missed shots. Def's gonna get another. It's a 2-on-2, and Cirque's still on the AWP. compLexity win this. They find 13. Money gone again for NRG, and they might actually get away with Nuke as a result of it. Def staring and finding Fugly. He's got one down already. It's Def that's gonna win it. Nothing with only one kill. 3 for Def in the 4-on-2.
Wow, compLexity really won this victory on the T side. They're really pulling out all the stops at this stage, and that's Def. Somehow, Daps missed a shot in his back. He manages to 180 him, take him down. This was the moment, and once he gets this kill, he realized they might have a chance. He's able to take away enough attention there for nothing to get the frag, and then Cirque gets one more, but that was about it. 13-10, another eco. This is slipping away from NRG. This is not the team we're used to seeing, as they have to go with CZs and a Deagle. They've got a few smokes, but Shazam with the AWP. Plenty of cash. We boosted up. Nate towards lobby will do some damage to Ricky's feet. Always a danger of these rounds slipping away. CZs in the right situation can be very tricky to deal with. One on top of the hut, one by Squeaky, one in the hut itself. It's going to be Breezy there. We've got one smoke left. Very patient round from compLexity. Waiting for anyone probing towards the ramp room outside. Any intel at this point they'll take. See Def there. You do not want to be alone in any of these scenarios. You don't want to be investigating this position. Daps though.
Oh my,
somehow gets away with it, 26 HP.
He does indeed. They try and follow it up with a flash. Shazam won't even re-peek the angle. Nothing. Oh my, nearly got caught on the ladder. Breezy got Ricky first. If he had snapped over and nothing got awkwardly hung out, quite literally on that ladder, could have had yet another kill. Don't think he would have got away with the rifle because Stan would have acted quickly because he would have had to, but it would have been an incredible situation. It now would have been down to 1 if that was the case because nothing gets removed by Fugly this time on a Deagle shot. And he falls away. No guns yet picked up. That's the saving grace for compLexity in this round. But Shazam, even with the kill on Ethan, he goes down to 12 HP. CZs absolutely can rip him up.
Great job so far from NRG. They should have enough to get another kill with the time now. That shot, I don't think you even have to take that, but he will be baited out. Daps looking to deny the plant here. It's low HP Shazam. One of those bullets connects. It's all done, but at this stage, Cirque might be out of the round. The Molotov's getting a little bit awkward at this stage, but the shots aren't. It's going to be Stanislaw that recovers it. It was essentially a 4 versus 2 there. They managed to pull it all the way back. Once the bomb was down, it looked like Cirque was completely out of it. Smoke on the bomb side to shroud the vision and enable Shazam to get that bomb down. Even with the low HP, he managed it. Great shots from Fugly. Shazam close range of the AWP, and then that kill is where it all started to go wrong. That must be well up there now. He is currently on, let me check, 29 frags, 17 deaths.
Actually sick.
On Nuke, yeah, you don't really see huge numbers like that. This
for the in-game leader, Ricky, by the way, is only on 9. He did have a lot of issues. We had to swap out an SSD for him, but he's been like that most of the event.
Yeah, he has, unfortunately. A player that was sensational with the AWP, now on the rifle, we just haven't had a chance to really talk about any of his highlights or anything. There hasn't really been any.
I think NRG might have done themselves in with this.
I think you might be right. If Cash comes in next and compLexity are fired up.
Yeah, they picked Nuke. And yeah, this would be completely unexpected. NRG to go down 0-3, not at all something I would have expected. Ricky. Squeaky. Ethan on the other side of it has the AUG. They've got guns again, but this is it for NRG. This is the game. Ride or die. I know the ops outside. I think he may on the jump have spotted Stan.
Yeah, I think so. Waiting for that opportunity now. Not going to get it. Repositioning. More defensive line. Stan knows he can't be seen on the edge of this silo as he'll fall back and join his teammates. One more round to get the map points here. Nothing deploying the smokes outside with Stan. They might not necessarily take the smokes. They can just deploy them to force a rotation. That's really the aim of the game on Nuke. That's what you're trying to do every single round is get the CTs guessing, take away intel and vision. But they are going to use the smokes to get towards secret but looks things. They use the smokes closer towards main entrance to make sure no one can sneak past. And also gives you the option to do this. You can actually go towards the garage here. It's a scary one, but once you're in, it's a very interesting position to actually hold on to.
Oh, Dabs, what's he looking at? He's got other players upstairs. All he needs to do is keep his focus toward the doorway. Circus kept his composure. He finds two back on the AWP. Ricky, though, gets out squeaky. Breezy's ready. He'll cop a nade, but go back out, peek again, find Stan. And it's bombed down with Shazam doing what he can against 4. NRG, 9 seconds in the round, have done enough to at least survive. Because this would have been guns gone, money as well, and map point for compLexity. Now, can they turn it around? That's the question. Tons of money for compLexity to work with, though.
Absolutely. It's going to be a while before they're broken. 11K on Stanislaw. Problem is, Def and Ricky will bring around 3,000. Shazam has enough for an AWP if he wants it. Don't necessarily need it on T-side of Inferno. Another pause here. It's been one of the longer maps of the tournament so far. I'll give you a Stream A update as well. It's currently their first map still. They're on Mirage. Na'Vi 14, Liquid 14 as well. That round just came through. And that's a convincing one. They just reset the money for Na'Vi on the other stream. So it's all kicking off right now. compLexity have NRG in the ropes, and Liquid might be able to close out their first map as well. Stewie and Twist both with 20 kills there. Have we got everyone on the server?
We do not. I have
Ricky's gone again.
Bot Oliver. Yes, Ricky's gone again.
Oh no.
So
it's not gonna help things.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it was sounded weird to me. SSD died. Like that's pretty rare. Sure, it can happen. Don't get me wrong. Defects and whatnot. Pretty rare at SSD fails.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something else all along. But they'll figure it out this time by and you know what? Take the time to do it. This is major life on the line. Potential return to the minor if you don't win this series. Well, guaranteed if you don't win this series, but potential with the series still on the line, I should say. And 2 rounds to winning Nuke, which was not your map choice. So yeah, get things right.
Either way, even if NRG go on to win this series 2-0, this is alarm bells ringing for me. This is...
Oh, I'm not convinced by them in this stage. Last week I was. Last week I thought, yeah, this is it. They look great. Not this time.
Yeah, absolutely not. A team that have actually broken. They've got to, I think, top 5 in Europe at the tail end of last year. You'd expect them to be devouring the bottom seed. But right now, it's anything but a struggle. We'll see. There's Def. Been posting decent numbers so far. Great in some of the key moments to actually get compLexity to this stage. Ricky has rejoined, I can confirm that, so his SSD is still alive and kicking.
They don't really kick, they don't spin, they don't really move.
They don't.
They're solid
state. That's famously what they are.
They're stoic.
They are. They don't make a noise, they don't make a sound.
I'm gonna call, I've got a business idea. I'm gonna call them stoic storage drives, SSDs.
And what are you going to do with that?
Well, they're solid states, but it's just stoic storage. That's going to be my new company. I'm going to launch it right now. I'm going to do it in conjunction with HyperX.
This is the launch party.
Yes, IEM Katowice, they agreed. They said, forget Shroud and all those other, we're going to make the next commercial about you and NRG.
Okay, we're selling hard drives.
We're selling hard.
It's not the sexiest product, is it?
I mean, I've seen your hard drive. It's not bad.
Well, enough of that nonsense. We're going to get back into the game now. Luckily, you are all saved. It looks like, we've got to restore still. It's always a little bit annoying when I jump into something like that. And
I love when you build up the hype. My favorite is when you build up a big audience. Let's get into it. Oh, just kidding. We got to pause.
Oh, that's always the worst. And you got like 10,000 people out there all screaming, going along with you. Then you go, oh no, cancel. The pistol won't begin here. And I have to do it all over again. Either way, we won't have to do this anymore as we are back into the action. It's going to be compLexity 14, NRG 11. But they've got the full buy now after having a pretty successful round previous. There's still plenty of cash there for compLexity, but it's starting to be drained at this point. They had to drop a couple of weapons. So yes, good money on 2 of the players, but let's just balance the books. Outside smokes again. Different positions this time, so is it going to be a variation or more the same? I assume they all know the same smokes and they can find from any spot. It's a little bit closer, in fact. So more traditional as we see the same Molotov towards the secret area. No CT presence there, but plenty of terrorist forces as they creep towards that position with the AWP. Nothing holding the rear. And we'll have Stan holding the main entrance for them.
Already down and inside of secret. NRG still backs against the wall. No money left over. Daps becomes the cork in the bottle. He's gonna not let it be busted open just yet. Takes down nothing. Smartly will rotate off it. So it's already found Stan, but Ricky beats him to the other door on control side. And Fugly now knows that they want to rush through that smoke to get the fast plant. Bouncing off the roof to make the jump quicker. Fugly knows he's in there, but can't get the kill. Bomb goes down. He's tagged to 12 HP. Only a one-man advantage, though, and that 12 can be a problem because he can play the stairwell, he can dig his heels in, and 4 players coming from ramp together. One misstep, one overlook in this, and they don't trade correctly. Def could actually mow them down. They're all lined up for him. Shazam's got one. Def's gonna follow it. Doesn't only get one in the end. If he had found a second, there was a chance, but Shazam's transferred. He's gone back up toward the control room stairs. They're on the defuse, and they're well aware of it. Breezy's baited it out through the legs. 5-hole shot. Somehow it got through, and Breezy gets back around. They get on it,
nice
but
try,
do
boys.
they have the kit? Oh, man. Oh, they just get it. No, they don't. No, they don't. The detonation bar. Oh, my God.
Matt,
that graphic threw
good?
me both ways. That's how close it was.
That's got to be 0.3 seconds, I think it said before, and I couldn't quite catch it. I got the stat in the middle. It was 0.3 seconds, I think.
It went to the noise that almost, when it hits that last held tone, it's done. That was insane.
They had you going all over the place. He didn't know whether up was down.
That was more emotional than my first relationship in middle school. That was all over the place.
I didn't think there was a chance that DV's came in. You're right, when you hear that noise, that is the final sound. It says it's all over, and the guy normally goes, oh, crap.
That would have been the game for compLexity. That's how close this was. Now we've got something very different on the cards because there's no money for compLexity.
That didn't make any sense. Well, there we go.
I think you cop this one on the chin if you're compLexity.
I was about to say, you mentioned they kind of step out of line once here, 4 players around. They actually flashed each other. They bounced the flash off each other. Then it all started falling apart, but somehow they win the round. When there's a will, there's a way. And right now, it's compLexity with the PD50s, CZs, and I think you get much better opportunities to get map point than that. I'm not sure anyone knows what already happened there. I'm surprised he even went for it. I was just like, well, you might as well give it a go.
You thought it was done.
I did. I said, nice try. I was like, I guess you might as well go for it. No chance now, but it actually worked out.
And the crazy thing is, usually when it's that close, Cirque's got this started. It should be straightforward for NRG now with guns. It's going to bring this to a 1-round game. compLexity saved for, semi-bot for a reason. It's going to be a 2-round bonus. They've got enough money. They're going to buy next one no matter what. Bomb plant might have eaten that a little bit, but they'll be okay. The interesting thing is when it's that close, normally one player heads for the hills to at least save a gun. They both stood there.
Yeah.
They were like, no.
We got this.
I'm going down with you, buddy. It's fine.
Well, it is going to be 14-13, and compLexity, for straight, they couldn't close it up. They lose 16-14 now. It's going to be gutting for them. They've been plagued with tech issues with Ricky. I think every time he drops out the server as well, he's losing a frag, because he had 10 before and he hasn't TK'd anyone. So he's getting wrecked all over. He is.
absolutely. But Stan's the one that's been carrying. Let's see what he comes up with this time. Cirque's going to rotate down through the vent. He wanted to go for the door pick. Can't go for the hut window anymore. That used to be very prevalent for the Oppers. You could stay inside a main entrance, look through hut windows, see lobby, and then swing quickly to watch outside. Now you kind of have to make a decision. You can watch Squeaky, but you got to be in a little deeper, and he wants to rotate around towards Secret downstairs with the op. Def's heading in that direction.
Def currently at Secret. Very common angle with Cirque to hold. You want to be flashing this before you peek it. It's certainly not walking around the corner. Upper execution likely, yeah. You can see Molotov towards the hut roof. Actually didn't really land where it was supposed to. Ricky has made it down though. Still a 5-on-5, but not for long. Breezy, Cirque usually very good in these situations. Ricky actually looking to roll back the years. He's picked up the AWP, nailed a shot, and now it's a 2 versus 1. Ethan will have to do everything here. Ricky starts to look like he could be dangerous here. 2 kills to his name, but Ethan's got all the utility required. He'll head towards Decon right now. Can't deny this plant. Waiting for his opportunity. The flames hold him at bay. He takes a tick of damage there. It's going to be a sound cue, but more than that, a bullet to the head will take him out of the equation, and that is actually going to be a bit of a reset. There is money to buy. Cirque's got 7,100. He's got 22 frags, just to know as well. Breezy, 26, but compLexity got map points. Still difficult to close this out. They lose this round, they'll be reset themselves, and it's potentially going overtime. We will see. NRG really not looking their usual selves. They've got an MP9 here, a FAMAS for Ethan. He wants to play.
These are familiar foes to one another as well. Let's not forget. I mentioned that Daps had a tenure in Liquid in-game leading. Don't forget Stanislaw. He had a tenure in Cloud9 for a brief bit of time. They both went all around the North American scene. They know each other well. Cirque, he makes it work this time. All himself opens the door and Shazam goes down. Nothing has to wait it out. Ricky's there too, but they're going to push out in the lobby as well. They're taking matters into their own hands, NRG. You said it, there was just enough money left. Ethan's next in line because they got through the doorway, and it's Stan and Def. compLexity won't be closing it out on map point, at least the first try, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely not. And this is a perfect chance for the CTs to keep everyone alive, recover some AKs if they can take all 5 down. Dap's in a real prime position right now, but Def probably has him considering. I thought he had an AK. I actually think he'll pretty even battle in that respect, but still he'll find the frag. But Def can communicate that he's done plenty of damage there. Shouldn't be too difficult to handle at this point. They know Stan is coming from T-Spawn as well. Def will actually get the drop on Circuit. I can't work out. He's just behind the door. Okay, well, there it is. It's closed. Sometimes the X-ray a little bit misleading. I'll have that door shut. Stanislaw locked out by smoke. Def will do well to take down Ethan at this point. Fast shot. And that's NRG taking the game to the terrorist. You don't see many Orbers jump down in front of Squeaky like that, ready to challenge and open the door themselves. That's pretty cool.
That was, yeah, very cool. Because we saw last time he tried to play the main entrance and they didn't go that way. Stan continuing impressive form and accuracy. He'll find his 33rd kill, but we are heading in to round 30 at a 15-14 game. That obviously is implied. But NRG trying to force this into overtime, and there's not a lot of money now for compLexity. They're going to call their last... Well, I take it back. They've got 1 left. 3rd of 4 timeouts. They're going to call it now. I lost track because a few of those were technical, obviously, along the way.
There's been a lot of pauses going on here, yes, so a little bit difficult to keep track of. But there's Stan giving it his all, but it wasn't quite enough. They'll take this timeout. I can confirm we have got $2,000 on average per player. Is Ricky still on the server? He is. That's good news. They got up the buy of Tech9 CZs. If they can close on this round, I'll be thoroughly impressed. Not a single rifle or SMG, everyone with pistols here, opting for some grenades overall. If NRG can get to overtime here, they'll start on the CT side, maybe find the 3-0 there, then close things out. We'll see. For now, though, got to fend off the PD50s, CZs, and the Tech9. 3 of these players have our helmets. It shows you how desperate things are.
The ladder, quick Molotov. Breezy jumps down. He'll hold the site, looking away, waiting for flashbangs to come through the hut. Ricky has to wait a little longer with the door. Currently engulfed. Not the only match that went 30 rounds right now, let's just say that. Without spoiling too much. Remember, our A-Stream advancement match in place. 3 North American teams all in action right now as well.
That's true. Liquid currently playing Na'Vi. A lot of great games going on right now. For this one, looks like they to be heading to overtime. Will Ricky and Kerr be able to do anything about this? Firing off some shots. Keeping up the fact they got PT-50s. That'll be a sigh of relief for the CTs. It's much friendlier sound than the AK. Daps might be encouraged to stay at ramp a little bit longer than usual, just knowing that they've got lesser weaponry. 45 seconds now. And they will commit. So he's not going to stay too long. Just throws the incendiary towards the Malice. Quite a cool way to throw it. Just off the skybox up the ramp room and bounce it back down. But here we go. Fugly, first 2 kills. Very confident so far. If he gets a third, that should be it. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Stylish, you got 4 in total. Yeah, we are going to overtime. NRG just doing enough to pull this back again, though. This is their map choice. compLexity still sitting in the hot seat right now. It'll be a heartbreaking loss if they can't convert this, but let's see what they got in cash. Remember, that's next. Overtime in the majors. It's MR3. It's, I almost said 16K. It's 10K, excuse me. It's not 16K.
It's 10K MR3, meaning the CT economy is very important. You lose the first round on the CT side when you've got an AWP up. You actually might not be able to buy in the 3rd round if things go really wrong for you. So you need to make sure you're not necessarily buying helmets, and you might not have a kit on every single player, things like that. So Cirque definitely doesn't have the helmet. He doesn't have a kit. He does get all the utility, however. So he'll try and save as much cash as he can, just knowing that his investments are a lot more significant than his comrades. As they go for an upper rush here, Jenny at the base, through the flames they go, and Ethan's not ready for it.
Well, I'm surprised he tunnels on that. Why is he watching where the flames are instead of where the entrance point is? He should have been looking square at the hut. They're in, and they're in fast. Molotovs go down upstairs. Def's below at headshot box. He can watch that. Smoke's in position, so they won't push through just yet. They want to wait for the bomb to be confirmed as planted.
Yeah, it's weird the bomb hasn't gone down yet. They're gonna have to try and get that
boost up again.
Oh, yeah, right.
Double nade. They used good utility in the first half.
What can be done here, though? Stands position. Difficult to flush out. You can see they weren't expecting it, but he still can't find the frags here. That's more like it. He gets 2. Circle shut him down, but the AWP in that position really isn't ideal. He's actually towards main entrance. Ethan at the top. And we'll see Cirque go down.
This is a good start to the overtime for compLexity, back with guns in their hand. And what an explosive change of pace that is, too. That worked out spectacularly. I still can't answer the question as to where Ethan was.
So the mentality, I can see him there, because he's thrown an incendiary at the hut. He's just got that mentality with some players put the smoke down and think, well, that's a force field right now. He's thinking, well, I've thrown a perfect incendiary inside that hut. No one's going to come through at this point. I can be ready to dodge flashes. He just didn't expect that change of pace, and that's fantastic from compLexity. What a call. You've been playing a very slow, methodical game of CS so far. It's a first round of overtime. That's when the strap book really goes out the window, because they've seen everything you've got on offer. They rush up through the flames as well, and Ethan just didn't expect it. They boost Stan up there, and it's just a really nice round. Ideally, would have got the bomb down a bit quicker, but like you said, I want to confirm everything was safe before they risk removing a player from the combat. So, NRG do have the AWP again, but money's starting to run out. If they lose this round, they could be in a lot of trouble. Overtime in the first map at the best of 3.
Oh, shot through. Breezy takes down Def. He's not really done the best of drops toward the site, but with 83, he'll stay on the floor. Can watch the doorway as well. Outside, can see it through the X-ray. Ethan's pushing all the way to the corner. He's gone underneath the silo, so he's going to hold and try and make it work to the best of his ability. It was S-Tag 2 weeks ago in London that made Outside look like an easy game, but he had a lot of support doing it. Ethan pretty much plays it alone at this point in time. He can sort of rely on Daps for some information. But I think actually he's going to, yeah, he's underneath. So our radar's throwing me off because we've had that split radar for so long. I have to get used to the fact that he is actually downstairs, so he's rotating back around.
1-0 compLexity. Can they make it 2? Maybe not. Looks like Breezy's done enough damage here. Nothing down to just 2 points of health. Make it 0. Ethan rotating in. Shazam might be caught in this position, is clear, but it doesn't matter. Ethan is still going to burn to a crisp whatever happens. Shazam actually has a chance of winning this. What a shot that is. 3 kills in the round, up against Fugly now. 30 seconds remain. It would have been so glorious if he had just been a little bit more nimble and assertive at that point and knifed out and got to lobby, for example, just to kind of reset himself.
It would have been more than that. It would have been 2 rounds in a row in the 10K overtime.
But they still got 4 kills there, so Money's definitely not going to be out of control with the CTs, but it is unfortunate. Shazam with the fantastic shots of that second one towards ladder as well was particularly lovely to watch. This one coming in here. Just sees the head, removes Daps. That's not the most exciting finish. So, MP9 for Daps. Orgs are out, but you can see that signal. Oh my god, the wallbang. That's wild. Zerk did so much damage through the hut there. 6 or 7 bullets connected. Well, they know his tendencies.
Yeah, well, he's gone for that door peek twice. One of them worked. He opened the door himself, right? So they know the angle. I just had this feeling he was going to shoot there. Def. Flash out, he'll go. Nothing behind him. Cirque. Gonna look back to the lockers now. He's a little bit late. They're already too far forward, but Ethan's doing good work. Breezy was lost. Ethan trades it. I still think this comes on to Cirque. If they lose this, they have rotated at least in behind him to trade off this. They're gonna go above him. Fugly. Oh, timing is everything. He's just barely gonna get up there.
That's so significant.
And around the corner, too.
Yeah.
Oh, Ethan's going to be able to spot them, even if he goes down on Hut. The fact that he's on rafters.
Oh, my God.
That might cost them, because he actually loses the angle. Def knows he's there. He's called it. Fugly's looking back to see if they're going to enter, and they've given themselves up. They don't even get a kill for it. Now they've got problems. Ops still below them. It won't have an angle. What an entry from Def, but they didn't know Fugly was there. He follows it for 2. Looks down. He still has the angle. Stan didn't respond to it. I would have thought he would have reacted sooner. Shazam will. He's got the deagle out. Oh, he's got the deagle out and ready. Daps goes down. Shazam to try and clutch 2 rounds in a row. This time, bomb planted. No, it's not. Cirque's there instead.
It's happened again. It's Shazam who pulls out all the stops right until the final frag there, trying to get the bomb down, and Cirque removes him. Really exciting CS. This was actually a little bit of a flat game, but in overtime, it's delivering.
It's exciting. It's explosive. We've got everything. Wow. Last second defuses to get us here, and then 2 huge rounds from Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam, unfortunately, he couldn't win either of those. Gets caught in the open in both occasions after hitting, 3 or 4 amazing shots, and then it all goes wrong. A sign of things to come, though. Remember, this is a best of 3. Cash next. Certainly an AWP-centric affair, but that's going to be 2-1 NRG. We'll swap things over. They have the lead for now, but on the T side, who knows? Are they going to change the pace at all on their T side? We saw the upper rush from compLexity to kick things off on their T side campaign. Made towards main entrance for now, at least. Cost you 3 HGs to throw those, but reasonable damage done, but some received as well. All things will calm down for a few seconds now. Smoke's being deployed towards upper.
Taps around the outside. Shazam, up close this time on the CT side. Goes for more. Cirque's ready for it. He'll win the op exchange straight up. Heads duel. Even with that, Shazam might have had problems too on top of the main entrance. No real way to retreat at that point in time.
Yeah, very committed. Hoping he could just find Daps or something like that. But it's going to be Def now looking for the multi-frags. I dare say he might be able to get it. There it is. Great work. He has had some great moments so far in this series. We'll see it go down to the 4 versus 2 here. Cirque. AWP 68 HP. Def wants a bit more out of this, and he might just get it. Overcommits, but still a reasonable advantage. Ricky, every time he sees the AWP on the ground, he does pick it up. It's good to see. So strong with this weapon. We just haven't seen it this tournament. Now a full-time rifler, it seems. 30 seconds. And what's the play here? Do they even attempt this in the 3-on-2? They'll have to move a little bit quicker than what they are now.
Cirque gonna swamp it over. Give Breezy the AWP on that 15 HP so they can go for the 1-hit potential.
I don't think they have... Oh, this is gonna be such a mess.
Down he goes already. 3 seconds, can't even plant. It's already done. It's already done. compLexity tie it back up 17-17.
They absolutely do. Well, it was Def that challenged outside of the M4A4. You could see how impressive his aim was there. The second kill was fantastic. compLexity managed to starve Cirque of any cash, but he saved his AK. This means he went with the sniper going into the next round. compLexity 1 round away once more from map points. They posted it first. But NRG shutting down their economy led us here. Smoke outside, dabs a flash. Trying to beat the grenades there, takes barely any damage. Looking for any CTs crossing over. Stan will be heading towards the silo. Will it connect? Not quite. Even right at the back there.
Smokes go down. Molotov again deployed toward the stairs. They're going to try and cross it. Shazam, he nearly got the shot toward the front side of the red. Very tough one to hit. He knows they're crossing, tries to spam again, won't get any such circumstantial shots inside. So Daps gets down there, down below. Stanislaw already holding the stairs. You could see him just glancing over to his teammates' monitors, getting information as best he can before they arrive in his position. Uh-oh. That flash was intended to go around the corner, not back at them.
Well, it cost him a dink, but Ethan's got 1 HP. Somehow they have the man advantage now. Death drops down to Shadow. He'll have to be the ultimate defender at this point because he doesn't have a lot to work with. He has got the incendiary when they finally commit, and Ricky's there with the orb now as well. Double orb set up again on Nuke. Again, if that bomb gets planted, you really don't want to see this setup come through because it's almost impossible to retake. Missing the shots, and Breezy will find another kill for NRG here. Orbs now surely have to save because there's almost no chance, even with that frag. How do you even get close to the bomb site?
Look what happens when you get Ricky back on an op. He hits the shots, and he follows it up onto Breezy. You're right, though. This is very difficult with 2 ops to get inside of the site. It's still 3 alive. Don't be misled. Ethan, he's bleeding out, but he's still there.
He took 99 damage from the initial exchange. It was Stan that dinked him at the very start when they went down towards lower. I don't know how he didn't kill him. It was a dink and I think a body shot through the edge of the steps, so it wasn't quite enough, and it's the difference maker. Ethan gets a kill with it, but... Well, he doesn't actually. It's the 1 HP I can see, not the kill, but either way, he survives. And he'll live to tell the tale. Ricky with 2 kills on the AWP. Fortunately for him, doesn't impact the round in overtime. It's map point for NRG this time. First time they've had it.
Well, we'll see if they can make good on it to survive the nuke scare. Again, their map choice. And surely they had to be aware that compLexity played this against Astralis. The thought process for them must have been that they weren't convinced by their performance against them and thought, it's no problem, we'll beat them on it.
Yeah.
It says 2 things. One, maybe compLexity is a little better on it than we thought. That's how good Astralis is, because we know they're now unbeaten, still unbeaten on that map. And it also says there's issues with NRG.
I think it's a mixture of both. compLexity has certainly impressed me with some of their plays, and the individual skill and their communication has been very good at times as well. I've been enjoying Shazam's AWPing, Def's aim, and we'll see if they can take us a double OT. They're on the CT side, but again, they've got that double orb setup. It is Ricky, though. We know he's deadly with the orb, and for some reason, I couldn't really guess at this point as to whether he doesn't want to use it anymore. The team has said you'd have to be a rifler, but it's an odd one. I know we've talked about it a lot, but it is significant. If he manages to get in 3 kills here with the orb and close it out, well, at least a double overtime, he'll be feeling pretty good as he holds ramp.
Shazam. Quick little pop flash backing off. Def's still in the garage, though. So double overtime. We're map 1 done. That's what we're playing for. Flash through to the big garage. That allows them to wrap around, but it only sends them directly to meet their fate of Shazam on an early op kill this time, but Cirque trades it back. Second time that's happened as well. It is traded out by Nothing. Last time Nothing was a stand-in. It was for Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports, who, by the way, didn't make it through the minor. Shocking stuff. But they made the final when he was playing for them in Belo Horizonte.
Well, for now, it might be enough here. Nothing in his 1 kill. Joining with Shazam. Leaves him in a 4 versus 3. Stan with the backstab.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a huge play. He knows they're all the way down to control room. He got that information, so he takes a few extra steps to get there quickly. Cirque's done. Gone. See you later. And it's a 3-on-2. He wasn't ready for Fugly to repick so quickly, though. Still a chance in this dark spot, but Depth's above it. That's going to drop the bomb.
They know he's
but
there.
Daps knows he's exactly there. 8 seconds. Has to play it to perfection. He just barely gets it. That's why you give him a double off.
My God, he actually sticks the landing. It comes right down to the milliseconds there. He was stuck in the corner. AWP misses a few shots, but he nails it and takes him to double overtime. It's all reset this time. compLexity style CT side as Shazam, Cirque duke it out. A very back and forth round there. Looked like Daps might have done enough. I'm not sure we'll see the final kill from the POV of Ricky, but I would love to. Here he comes. There was a little quick scope there as well, so had to really land that one as we go into double OT here. So like I said, compLexity get the start on the CT side of Nuke. We'll see if they can find a successful start. No double orb setup anymore. Ricky's back to the rifle, even after saving the day.
Def in the backside. It's Stan already inside. That's incredible that Ricky's able to hit that shot. Daps. You're right, he knew exactly where he was. Fugly saved the situation the first time as well. He peeked out. The second guy above got the trade and denied the first kill. That could have been over sooner than it was.
Well, Def is removed. Outside control starting to be granted towards NRG here. It's Stan, who seems to be so good in these sort of positions. Picks up another kill, 37 to his name. Ricky has an excellent battle there. Finds basically 2 kills with the trade from nothing there. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. Not for long though, Cirque is going to be dropped here. Stan has done it again, 39 kills.
Unbelievable from him. That's so remarkable. You can see what Cloud9 saw in him. It didn't last long when he went over to their team, but they wanted an in-game leader, and he could frag as well. He's doing it now. And to compare that to Daps on the other side, who's up 18, just to note, he's your counterpart. Compatriot for him as well.
Indeed. Looking for the 40 bomb, though. Very different storylines in that regard. We'll see compLexity take an early lead here in the first half of double overtime. Nades in. It will be a slower round here from NRG, more of a default Daps as usual outside. You can see them very equally matched here on Nuke. compLexity have turned out the play. This game has so much weight in it, not only obviously leaving the tournament and all that sort of stuff, but guaranteeing just avoiding the minors next time around. Even if this is the only game you win, that's enough just to stay away from the minors in an next season. So there's a lot on the line here. You can see the pressure getting to them. As Ethan will drop down towards main entrance. They've already found the first flag though. And it's traded back. Daps finding Def. His usual fly path towards the secret steps for make it 5 versus 3.
Crazy. Nothing, just absolutely obliterates him. Advantage still though to NRG. Stan. Oh, Stan! Oh, Stan! Stan the man! He finds 2. They line up directly in front of him. Nothing gets the kill to close out the round 3 for him, by the way. But that was remarkable. They just walked into him.
He has played one of the best games from an individual point of view we've seen in a while. This is so good. So good. Just these plays he's making. That's the only way they can really win the round at that point. That's like a 5-on-2, I think it was. He just flies in from the main entrance, gets himself 41 kills now. My goodness. Breezy's up there as well with 32, but Stan certainly gunning for MVP. He does not deserve to be on the losing team, and they might not be that if they keep this up. We'll see what can be done here. Looking for the 3-0 on the CT side. compLexity. Great job so far. Ricky, though, that's not the play, my friend. Down he goes. Trying to use the gap in the smoke, but they use a contact play towards him, and he has no retreat at that point. And the thing is, on this version of Nuke, you can't really afford a diagram, but like it was important on other iterations of it. But now, without the lack of rotation from Ben, it's very, very important to give ramp up. as they fight back now. 3 versus 2. The CT's actually doing a good job. There's Shazam hitting all the shots and nothing, brings it into what looks like a winnable situation now. 2 versus 1. Bomb ticking though. Breezy repositioning. Has to pray the ramp is going to be clear.
Breezy does get one back on nothing. Smoke out on top of the bomb. That was intended for the defuse. Stan has a kit. 39 HP only to work with. And he's silently trying to work back underneath. He's going to have to pretty much get straight on this, and he's got to run. He's got to make the noise. It's going to get Breezy the angle, easily lined up. Catwalk position so strong. They'll split 2-1 in overtime this time. compLexity won that. They would have got away with it. So huge clutch for Breezy to find 4 kills, by the way, and keep NRG in this.
36 to his name. You can see the fatigue starting to set in. This has been a long map at CS. Goodness gracious. 9:15 now. We started well over an hour ago. You see Breezy winning out on the 1 versus 1. Stan, nice idea to walk around. Was hoping he could outflank his opponent, but couldn't find him, then had to run. Commit with a knife out on low HP was never going to work. NRG still trailing. compLexity need 2 rounds on their T side now to finish this one off, but Nuke is such a nightmare to close out just because it's so CT biased, and when you have 3 rounds to play with all the money available to you, more often than not, the CTs win. 2-1, it's enough. NRG looking for 3-0 here.
Ricky.
Brave again with the no flash approach.
They've done this so many times. Both teams have, to be fair. Ricky's going to get there. He was spotted.
He stopped to challenge that as well. I guess he's already fired. He can't be shot that quickly, so I don't hate it, but definitely a risk. The rifle swung out. Either way, he is tagged. Taps to hold the ramp. Ricky will wait quietly down towards the secret steps there. Successfully made it across. Lost 40 HP, but he's fine.
All he wants to do is just have a presence down there to cut off the rotations. To be a problem for NRG so that they can't control the map, they can't swing. And he's starting to get a little more aggressive with his positioning as well. They know he's there, but his presence alone is enough to cause chaos. Breezy wants to try to spot inside of the hut. Nothing's on the other side of that, the opposing side. He's out toward the doorway. That's a fantastic shot from Def because options are endless now that they have the inner sight, but it's not clean yet. They've got to find Ethan. He goes aggressive. Had to take matters into his own hands. He can't sit on top of the hut. They would have just surrounded him completely. But Stan is lurking once more. 42 kills.
He's just a master, isn't he? He knows exactly what's going on here. He's in the perfect position. Even if all his teammates die, he can still win the round. But that's still looking likely. There's a 4 versus 3 in their favor. This is for map point again. They might just have to consider saving the money here because if they lose all 3 of the weapons, they might be hamstrung going forward. It looks like the CTs are just going to hold on. Zerg definitely is. So they're letting compLexity get to map point here. So back and forth. Some great moments, exciting gameplay, some mistakes made, but still that adds to the tension in the room. Like I said, there's so much pressure here. Just, you don't want to be the 0-3 team at this stage of the tournament. There's so much on the line going forward. It has a knock-on effect that will last months.
It's map point compLexity. Months indeed until we reach the midsummer, the heat of the summer months, and we get to the minors that lead to Berlin, as our next major will be. Starladder the hosts. That's been publicly announced now.
Timeout now. This is the final one for compLexity. Warden giving the war cry, as we'll see if he can rally the troops, get them ready to close this one out. They remember they did the upper rush before. They tried that out. Shazam's got the orb. I doubt they'll try that again just here, but either way. And 42 kills, and Stanislaw got the best spawn, looking to close this out as efficiently as possible. NRG will need these next 2 rounds now, just to take it to overtime. They can no longer win in double overtime. They'd have to take it to triple.
They would have to take it to triple on Nuke. T side though, still a challenge. So don't think that it's impossible for any stretch of your imagination. Def as well as Burning Alive. He goes down to 6. Ricky on nothing. I was about to say, was going to drop in main entrance and get past Daps, but that's where Cirque was waiting with an AWP. He caught him on the landing with it. As Stan wants to try to sneak in from the door. Gap in the smoke, can't see anything above it. Watch him, by the way. Unlike other players who look down, he's very straight focused, and his eyes just check the radar without moving at all his head. Stan, that is.
Yeah.
See? More laid back. Look at his eyes. Everyone else is like lean forward. All he gets a little shot of their hair.
That's true. Doesn't move at all. Just the eyes. Well, for now, Cirque defines the opening frag. Remember, NRG can no longer win in this section of overtime. They can only draw.
That's a big kill. Fugly had that lined up. Shazam saved the day. You're absolutely right. This would go to triple overtime. We'd reset things again. Cash is next. I keep saying that. I don't know if we're ever going to get there at this point.
I'm not sure we will either. With the overtimes and the tech delays we had, this might be getting there for one of the longest CS games, but either way, Cirque, he'll be finding the next kill. 4 versus 3, and how do they plant it? They've got 15 seconds remaining. There's the smoke. Christmas present deployed. It's going to be Stan, and Cirque might take a shot at this one, but he actually gets it down. Back and forth we go, and now 3 versus 2. Remember, the bomb down towards lower. compLexity definitely have a chance in this.
Good hold from Cirque. He shot the door and then tried to bait that player in the whole time. Stan's going to follow it up, same angle. Cirque might not be ready for this. He's not. AK. He's got 2. Stan, he's 44 kills, and the bomb planted. He wants to get away. Breezy knows exactly where he's going, but standing on the railing, the off angle, he's going to win it for compLexity. And look how stoic he is.
Yeah.
He leads them both in-game and on the scoreboard, and it's compLexity stealing Nuke. It's 1-0.
That is so sick. Stanislaw absolutely destroys them in the 1 versus 3 there. I was on my feet giving an applause at that one. Unbelievable scenes. Played so well. Out of his mind, and that's going to be a gut punch to NRG at that stage. They now move on to compLexity's pick after a disheartening loss on their pick.
He's a dead serious guy. He just walked away like, yeah.
He didn't even settle. Everyone else out there cheering, screaming, and he's
one
fine.
more map. No, I went to him yesterday, and I said, because remember, they played Astralis, and I came up with this theory, like, maybe they don't play Nuke, and they're throwing it away against Astralis so that they won't show a map that they do play for anyone else.
All I know is Stan definitely plays Nuke.
Well, that's, yeah, so, well, yeah, yes, he clearly does with 45 kills. He said to me, though, he just laughed and went, pfft.
That was it? That was a reaction?
I was like, what's that mean? He goes, we play Nuke. And just walked away. I was like, all right, dude. Like, cool.
He sounds similar to Nafly in that respect.
He's very serious. Naf's a bit of a joker.
Yeah, he does. True. Well, there you go.
Serious as ever.
We have got Cash coming up next. I can confirm compLexity are 1-0 up and NRG are knocking on Def's door 0-3 looking at them. It's going to be a great finish here. That game certainly got exciting. A little bit flat to begin with, but we got there. Cash has got lots of fragging potential. You'll see massive plays, huge clutches coming in. Make sure you come back after this break.